Fam. I don't know. We got to talk 49ers. Because by the way, I was so amused. As you know, the Raiders are constantly throwing on our side these days. I understand that down in L.A., the Rams fans, and I see this on Instagram, made me laugh so hard. It took me a while to compose myself. The Rams fans are so upset. They would like for the Rams to go back to St. Louis and bring the Raiders down to L.A. Now, that would be that would satisfy everybody, wouldn't it? Raiders, damn. I mean, by the way, Rudy, I caught that little remark as I was leaving yesterday, man. You got a lot of nerve, Rudy. You got a lot of nerve, boy. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm told it was fake news, but I tend to believe it myself because I got to believe the Raiders. We all know that the majority of the fans out in SoCal are either Raider fans or 49er fans. The Rams left a long time ago. They've got to rebuild a fan base, which is why the league is – never mind. Let me go ahead and get into our business. The Raiders continue house hunting. See? There they are again. The Raiders continue house hunting and bothering Bay Area neighbor 49ers, and this according to Matt Maiocco of NBC Sports Bay Area. The 49ers all of a sudden have the 49ers, it seems, are willing to work with the Raiders on a one-year stadium agreement. Why? This would see the team share Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, but they're not willing to waive their territorial rights to Oracle Park, the baseball giants park in San Francisco, along with our fantastic San Francisco City Mayor, Mayor London Breed. You go, girl. You go. The mayor, she let the Raider people know under no uncertain terms that they were not welcome to the city of San Francisco. We got enough problems, Raiders. We got the Warrior Stadium going up. We got various things going on in that area, including a housing complex that's going to... Don't bring that shit over here, she basically said, you know what I'm saying? All of that effectively ended the notion of the Raiders playing there. I'm loving it. Hey, I want to know, does there exist any 49er fan right now that's sympathetic toward them Raiders? And Raiders, get up off my IG, man. Get up off it. I didn't tell you guys. I was talking to 49ers anyway. Bitches, what do you be coming running in like roaches? You know what I'm saying? You turn the lights out, there's a bunch of Raider fans. Oh, hey, here's the thing. The NFL needs to set up a schedule soon, and the Raiders are still running around looking for a place, right? What would you suggest is on the subject tonight? For one thing, because see, wasn't that Salvador Barisky yesterday? I think Sal. Boy, I got to keep make a Mark Davis's Traveling Road show. They don't need no house. That's my fave. If you got any more of those, please run them my way. We want to hear those. Those are good, boy. Mime the Raiders to death, right? Also, it is believed by many that Quinnen Williams may be the top player in the draft, not named Joey Bosa. I was just searching around. I saw this. I said, really? Now, do you think the 49ers may be thinking the same thing? Or is it edge rusher or bust the mission? You see, because do you go for the best player in the draft? Some people suggest the 49ers should just stop all this. Just go for the best player in the draft. You'd run a risk when you start trying to look at that house. When you start trying to specifically go after needs is when you start to get yourself into trouble. Solomon Thomas is a good example of that. I'm not going. I'm just saying. I ain't saying one way or the other yet, because I'm still. I'm about that edge. You know what I'm saying? I don't. But I just saw that. I says, damn, that kind of makes sense. And attention, AB shoppers. Attention, AB shoppers. The recent report has escalated, fam. Any tensions about his dealings with the police regarding the now potential domestic violence possibility instead of a mere dispute have become a reality. It seems, and you probably saw the report already, it seems the lady in question came over with AB's child and said, listen, I'm needing some funds to cover her hair appointment. Can I get that from you? Now, the details after that are kind of strange. But apparently, she waited in the doorway for AB to come back. AD insisted for some reason to close the door. He did not want to see her, apparently. So he closes the door and she's in the way. So he gives her a shove. Fam, when will football players learn to keep your damn hands off of the women? Keep your hands off. If AB, anybody, Ruben, anybody else, if this is the case, you take your phone out, you call the police, go sit your stupid ass down, and wait till they get there. Do not touch women. How many times you know what I'm starting to think, fam? As soon as a player is involved with the 49ers, they automatically get in trouble with the police, usually involving this. I'm sick of this. And you know what I do wonder? Will the 49ers abandon pursuit behind this? Because this is too much news. This is too much ongoing news. They're going to investigate, I'm sure, but do you want to come into a situation with a ball player investigating things? Fam, it don't look good. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Is he coming? Because quite frankly, when you think about the AB situation, not many teams are going to pursue Antonio Brown. They're not going to call the Steelers. The Steelers can want to do a number on AB all they want to. Teams are not going to call knowing AB does not want to play for them. AB's going to do things like come into camp late saying, y'all, I don't want to be here. I tried to make that clear. I don't know why but, and if he doesn't have motivation, if he doesn't show the right kind of mindset to help that team propel, whatever team it is, that automatically presents an issue. Nobody's going to call Pittsburgh except for San Francisco. It's the bottom line. And AB's going to walk in. If he does go to another team, he's going to walk in late. He's going to start asking for more money, whatever it takes to get out. One theory I had that I was kind of amused with it. This whole thing with AB and the lady in the doorway was staged in order to get the Steelers to release him. Do you believe that? Some people would go to something. But the problem is with that, the only hole in that theory is if you did that, then now you've pretty much ostracized yourself with every team in the league, though. So I can't go for that one either. I don't know. I'm just saying. This is kind of a crazy thing. Anyway, Gold-Blooded Savage says, that's Sal right there. Maybe the Raiders play all 16 games on the road. Everybody enjoyed that. He's got a bunch. And Van Life says they could all buy RVs and caravan in the states all season as the Road Raiders. Thunderdome. I tell you, man, the Raiders. I have a suggestion for the Raiders, though. I forget sometimes where I am. Take your whatever color behind back over to Oakland and just stay there. You're not wanted anywhere else. And the people of Oakland, as bad as I do not appreciate it, they probably don't deserve this kind of a treatment. You're going to make them drive to Santa Clara? The Raiders are pretty arrogant thinking that's going to work. If you guys, why don't you just go and see if you can make a deal in Vegas with the university there? Maybe the scheduling's an issue. The schedule's going to be an issue in San Francisco. Fam, are they going to take down the 49ers, all the 49er paraphernalia, and make it a neutral site? You see, that's not, what is that? Jed cannot kowtow to that. What are they going to do, hang little Raider ornaments and things around? Can you imagine that? And they're going to make that shift every time the game. We got a home game. We're home. They're out. It's like having that guy that moved into your house share. Well, let's call him what do we call these guys? Anyway, it's a timeshare. He's in there when you're not. No. We're not taking down all the 49er legends and all the numbers out the rafters and everything for the Raiders to come in and play. And if the Raiders have any shame or dignity at all, they would just go the hell home. Go back to Oakland, kiss and make up with the city that's trying to sue you for leaving because they might be right. You may not have a right to move to Las Vegas, and that's what you're being sued for. That's love. That's not hate. So go home, Raiders. Go home and leave us the hell alone. We don't want to be bothered with you or your situation or your little problems. We don't like you. You did a number on us with the Khalil Mack trade. We actually asked you for also to get Amari Cooper. You told us to take a hike. Do the same. Kick friggin' rocks. Stop. I feel so much better. Okay. Oh, God. Hey, and there's Big Show. Big Show, of course, races in. Big Show, he says he pushed her because she wouldn't leave his property. Let's not blow this up. This is nothing to be concerned about. Hashtag he's coming. Show, thanks for the contribution. But Show, me and you have to keep it honest and 100. As I remember, you was ready to get rid of my boy Ruben when I was in love with him after you thought he didn't brush his teeth that morning. And now, see, come on, Show. I mean, I want AB in San Francisco too, but let's not cloud this whole thing with bias. Let's just be truthful. Like I was when Ruben was in trouble. Ruben! Did you see the movie La Bamba? Remember when the older brother was upset because his brother was in an airplane. Oh, actually, it's a real story. And he just thinks, oh, what's his brother's name? Gotcha. Anyway, I felt the same way when we lost Ruben. Ruben! I said, Okay. Anyway, Mario Pig says, do as much live streams as you can. Brother, helps to hear about our Niners down in Texas. Oh, Mario Pig, thanks, fam. Not a problem. You're so welcome, but appreciate you. Marcus Rugua, he says, bleep that. We don't want to be associated with those losers. It might rub off on us. Audio V says, bleep that. Let them bums go and rent out UNLV Stadium. Simple as that. That's what I'm talking about. Starscream Venom 23. What's up? Civic Sport Ejected FP6. Yeah, fam, please hit that like, because the more you do that, the more folks come in and join us. Stevens Cortez, what's up? It's the kid 9 says they ain't bleeping our stadium up. Rodney Cards. Ain't Rodney's not from Memphis. Is Rodney from Memphis? Yeah, there he is. Before I read it, Rodney, I knew that was you. What's up, Rodney? Checking in from Memphis in the house. He says, the Raiders are going to have to play on a high school field. It's not even university. All-Star Luna. Ronbo back at it again with the Niners hype. I love it. The hardest working man on YouTube. Give him that damn like. Michael R. Raiders should go play in Dallas or Chicago since they didn't want to trade us Mac. Ooh. Since they didn't want to trade us Mac and Cooper, them people owe the Raiders, right? Both of them got them in the playoffs. Didn't want to help us, but now they want us to help. Them, no. Aries 9 says Raiders should just take the 2019 season off. Oh, that's an awesome suggestion, I love it. Tino Williams, what's up? Manny Jimenez, he's laughing his ass off at the homeless Raiders. Can you see him sitting on the street with a sign saying, we'll play for a place to stay? Sats Montgomery, they wouldn't give us Mac. We ain't gonna forget about that. Flood 49, Niners. Chad Garrison, what's up, fam? Quest for 6, sup, Empire. Elias Lopez, sup? Ah, man. Tyler.
Ronbo.
Tyler, tell you, the drama's building over here in the city area. The Raiders are becoming, we're trying to get we're busy, you know what I mean? We're trying to get some things done. We have other issues to work on. And there's the Raiders over there trying to throw water on the fire. What do you think about that? And what should be done about this?
Here's the thing. If we can deny them the right to play in San Francisco, we should very well be able to deny them the right to play in our own stadium.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't think we can.
Well,
can we? We have the right to do that.
You're right on the legal aspect of it. If Goodell says, listen, Jed, you guys, the owner's going to vote on this. You have a choice. If you're not going to let them play in San Francisco, you're going to have to let them play here. I'm going to go tell them that if they don't want to play here at Levi's, they need to stay at home. It's as simple as that. And I know that's what's going to happen next. You know this is going to happen next.
Well,
Goodell
that's not
doesn't
how
want
it
to be
works,
bothered
though,
with this
because-
either.
But the Coliseum, their lease is expired, so they
No.
can't
They
just
have
tell
1
them
year
to play
left
at the
on it.
Coliseum.
They do have 1 year
Do
left
they?
on it. Yeah, from what I just
If
read.
they do, then why don't they just go and play there? Like, why are they even worried
But
about anything else?
Oakland is waging filing a suit against them because Oakland feels they don't have any legal right to actually move to Las Vegas. So I don't know how it got into court though. Since when can a team not move without league approval? So I don't know how Oakland has a case, but maybe Oakland's just trying to disturb them from this move. My guess.
Yeah, I'm assuming that, like, they obviously, when it's all said and done, I'm sure they'll play in the Coliseum. If
Probably.
there's actually a year left on the contract, I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
They don't need to be playing anywhere else. And
And
stop
how
making.
embarrassing. I mean, what
this
if we
is
were in the
ridiculous.
same
Like,
situation? Would we want to play in Oakland? The 49ers wouldn't want to play in Oakland. That's just
No.
strange.
No, we don't want to play in the. We don't want to play in the hood.
But I mean, the
Oakland
thing
is the hood, man.
that's not our house, though. It's got all that black all around it and all the Raider paraphernalia hanging around. Why would we want to be playing in there? And they're not taking the 49ers decor down just for them to play. I can't imagine that.
Of course not. Plus, people were like, I saw somebody posted on Twitter. They're like, when it's all said and done, the 49ers and Raiders are going to regret not building a double complex where they play in the same stadium. And I'm like, no, because the 49ers are a much better brand. They're a much better organization than the Raiders. They're a better brand than the Raiders.
That's
They
so true.
deserve to have their own stadium.
You know, and I'm sure, but you know what? There's a problem with public violence and things like that. You couldn't put the Raiders stadium next to the 49ers stadium. There would be a problem because
No, I mean like they. No, I mean not like that. I mean like sharing a stadium.
Yeah, just got to make it really. Though you'd have to have troopers with boots and helmets out there. I mean, it get really stupid because there's really
I would
a
never
problem.
want that to happen.
Yeah, there's really a problem between the Raiders
There's
and
a
the
reason
49ers.
they keep them separate.
Yeah,
What I'm
and
curious about, you know how like the Jets and Giants share a stadium?
Yeah, but they're not
Well,
hostile
think
toward
about-
each other.
No, I mean like you know how they share one though. Well, I'm confused how that works because you know how in our locker room they have the names on the lockers and
Right.
all their equipment and everything. How in the
Yeah.
world do they keep on switching it back and forth? They just take all their gear and stuff home or what? Take all the
Right.
names off for every home game? How does that
Maintenance
work?
crews, I guess maintenance crews have to come in and move things all the time. I really don't understand that either. Unless they've got a huge locker room. I don't get it.
I don't know. They might have two locker rooms like attached to each other.
Yeah.
Like, this one's for the Jets and this one's for the
It's for the
Giants. But I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the way it's going to be
Yeah.
in L.A. with that facility they got there, I imagine, as well.
They should have never moved the Chargers. They screwed up.
Yeah.
Why in the world would you do that? That was so stupid.
City of San Diego's not happy. Huh?
That's ridiculous. Like they're the San Diego Chargers. Everybody still calls them San Diego by accident.
I do it on purpose now. It's money, Tyler. Los Angeles is the
They gotta make more
largest
money in LA
market.
being the Chargers.
But the thing is, Los Angeles is the largest market to be tapped into in the entire nation, and
Why are
there
they
was
so
no
greedy?
football team.
Like, think about it. They got a hockey team. They got two basketball teams, two baseball teams, and they didn't have a football team. Now they got two football teams. Oh my god!
No,
Relax.
go figure, right?
Yeah, it's like chill out.
It's a large market,
But,
Tyler. It's a huge
Yeah,
market.
man, it's crazy.
So
But they need to chill. That's pretty
We're,
ridiculous.
yeah, we're gonna. But Tyler, listen. Are you thinking of the draft now? We're all talking. I'm hearing some reports from people that Josh Allen may not be the best thing for the 49ers to do. And also, Quinnen Williams is probably the best player not named Bosa, who's not a quarterback, as far as the draft goes. Should the 49ers be in a position to grab the top player in the draft? Should they go ahead and get a couple of guys to play the edge? Is Quinnen Williams your guy, or you still want to go for Josh Allen or Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa if he's left?
Okay, so Nick Bosa's already said he wants to be here.
Yeah.
And I think the Cardinals are actually going to go Josh Allen number 1. I don't think they're going to pick Bosa because Josh Allen is a better fit. The thing is, Joey, his brother, is like built the same way, and they play very similar. And Joey plays in a 4-3 and is doing very well, but I don't think he'd be as good as he is in a 3-4. So I think Nick Bosa fits a 4-3 better. He already said he wanted to play in a 4-3.
Yeah, and
so
that's where his strength is. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
so I would like to go Bosa. Like I told you, I wanted to get 2 out of these 3. I want to get I want 2 out of these 3 guys: C.J. Mosley, Brandon Graham, or Anthony Barr. I want 2 out of those 3. Which C.J. Mosley probably isn't hitting the market, so I want Anthony Barr and Brandon Graham, which those guys may hit the market. And if they do, I want to go get those guys. We already got Fred Warner, and then you get Nick Bosa. Look at how much better that defense is going to be.
And with just with 2 players, just a couple players.
Yeah, like 3 guys.
Tyler, you know what? Well, this is why I'm here all week. I'll tell you what. Let's go back tomorrow. I'm thinking we should probably talk free agency the whole time tomorrow. Let's see if we can do that. But people got to go now, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
All right.
All right.
Go Niners, go Sharks, go Warriors, and go St. Louis Cardinals. All right. All right.
I forgot Tyler likes the Cardinals.
Niner Empire, Niner for life. And on the train, bye, boom.
Daniel Serrano, he says the only way we share is if we rip out the seats. And Daniel, leave that sharp piece of steel sticking up. So if they want to sit down, please sit down. Alfonso Sona Valencia says, I think we should ditch AB and go for Earl Thomas and get Trey Flowers, and then we good. Joseph Wells says, if Raiders get to play at Levi's, they better pay us. Oh, they will definitely. This is the only thing that worries about Jed. He will make a deal that's going to definitely do a number on the Raiders' pocketbook. If they agree to it, either that or go home. You guys got a choice. I'm not here for this is not a charity house, Raiders. I'm not. You guys did me a number on that deal. I don't know, Raiders. I know. We didn't give you Khalil Mack and we didn't give you an Amari Cooper. Jed, take this and sit on it. We're not taking it. Good. I wish they would film it, you know. Joseph Wells says, casual viewer, wait, we're sharing stadiums? It has not been concluded that is going to be the case. Andrew 49 said, what's good, fam? And Joseph Wells says, is that the Alta Joey Wells? If the Niners let the Raiders play at Levi's, we better get paid by them. Oh, that's a given. That's, that just goes without saying. Van Life 123 is, what's up? And it's not a fam checking in. Van Life, what's up, fam? Jim Thrill says, Ronbo, what up? Jim, I am telling you, man, Niners, baby. Niner faithful 808. I don't want them ass Rams out here in St. Louis. Mel, will you come on in here, please?
Man, bang, bang, Niner game. You already know what's going on, Ronbo. How you feeling?
Mel, man, doing great, man. Been missing you, man.
Yeah, a lot going on, Ronbo. A lot going on, my brother.
And some of it don't need to be going on, Mel. We have other things to attend to, and it bothers me because there's business to be taken care of, and there's the Raiders knocking on the door. Hey, we need to talk. No, we don't need to talk. Go home, Raiders. Go home. You know, that's really annoying me. But what do you think of that?
I usually have nothing but disrespect for the Raiders, right? I don't have a kind word to say about them. I don't respect them. I don't respect their legacy. I respect nothing about them. But I think this is a sign, Ronbo. I'm on my way to Florida. I have a 6 a.m. flight in the morning. I'm going down to Tampa. Mm-hmm. And I'm going down because my aunt passed away.
Oh,
and
sorry about that.
Yeah, thanks. I truly appreciate it. Yeah, she's my dad's sister.
Oh.
They were 1 of 10. I mean, they're 2 of 10. So and they're the closest in age, and they were the closest. So it was really rough. My heart on my dad and everything. Oh. And my baby sister's actually named after her. But I say it's a sign because I say it's a sign because my aunt and I, we went back and forth like my entire life because she's a Raiders fan. And
Oh.
she's been a Raiders fan since like the 70s. Like she moved down to Tampa in 71, but she's been a Raiders fan since she was young. So
Yeah.
I definitely I don't want them in our stadium, but I can't help but think, man, maybe my aunt is up there making this happen. Cause like just to mess with me. Yep, just to mess with me. She's like, yeah, you know what? She's talking to God like, yeah, my nephew. My nephew always talks a lot of trash, so I need you to finagle this real quick. And
there it is.
So,
There's the reason. Mel just brought the light to it. Oh, it's the higher power that is on this earth is pushing that. Oh,
yeah, because it's like, what are the chances? What are the odds? But yeah, man, no, don't give them nothing. Nothing. I don't care if they offer us $1 billion. I don't care if it will be beneficial for us to allow them to play in our stadium. No, just because it'll be beneficial to them. I'd rather hurt myself while I'm hurting them than to do something good for myself if something good is happening to them. I don't want anything good for them, man. Get out of here. Beat it. They made it a point to not and it wasn't even like they were going to be giving us Khalil Mack. Like, they were doing us a favor. Like, nah, man, we're giving you the money. We paying you money, picks. Like, come on. But just out of spite, they're like, nope. Just because. But, you got to understand psychology, Ronbo. That's all it was like, psychology. A team that's just been getting mopped. They've been getting mopped for the past, I don't know how many decades. So anytime they get any type of position of power that they think they're in, they're going to try to take advantage of it because they're so used to losing. So it's like, oh, wait, somebody wants something that we have for once? All right, yeah, let's make them sweat. Let's make them suffer.
See, and what does it do? It comes back to bite them in the ass later because now they need a favor. Yep. And see that? That's why it doesn't pay to do things like that, man. Karma. It'll get you every time.
But it was just spite because of what we did to them earlier this year. Everybody else is beating us, and we just made them look ridiculous.
Mel, it goes back years.
It does.
You and your auntie must have been talking about that. Raiders and 49ers had Al Davis he hated the 49ers organization with a penchant. So, this is handed down to his little ugly child, and that's why we're getting the stuff we're getting now,
Word. And the fans just make it worse.
Yeah.
Like those people make me want to get physical.
They do, man.
For real, physical.
If you was out here in the West, that happens on occasion. The Raider fans have got the worst manners in the world when it comes to watching a ball game, boy.
Yeah. But they figure they got to win at something. Like, man, if we ain't going to win the game, you might as well win the fight at least.
I know, but they don't do well in that either. I mean, they may go to some other stadiums and antagonize and intimidate people, but they need to know we're right across the bridge. We made out a little bit of the same
we home,
thing.
Man.
Yeah, you can get an ass whooping over in San Francisco.
Man, get out of here.
Yeah,
Word.
What? Oh.
Sir, give him the P. Diddy treatment, like, man.
Hey, here's the thing. What are who's your favorite pick in the draft?
I don't have one.
All right.
I don't have one. Because just the way I view our team, I don't have a specific pick because we're not. I've seen a lot of fans talking, and they seem to feel like we're a whole draft class or a whole bunch of players away from being successful, and that's not the case at all, man. A couple more pieces, a couple of the right pieces. Like, take a look at what Bill Walsh did when he came in. First 2 years, he was 2-14, and then 6-10 or something like that. But when you really looked at it, if you look at the changeover, if you look at what transpired between the 1980 season and the 81 championship season, there were only 3 players that made a huge difference, and that was our offense was already rocking and rolling back then, and our defense wasn't bad. It was just our defensive secondary was bad. So with the line and linebackers, they were awesome, but with a bad secondary, we were kind of getting exposed with that. So Bill Walsh uses our draft picks. He drafted
got
us
some
3
secondary
defensive.
Trivia question: was Quinnen Turner involved in that draft?
No, he came before that.
He came. I said,
Wait, was he? Wait,
I
thought Quinnen came in 80. I thought
maybe
Quinnen
I
was
know it
already
was
there
somewhere
in
in there
80.
because Quinnen Turner made a big difference.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think we were
Maybe
set
back
at
to look that up.
linebacker. We had because Danny Buns was there.
Yeah.
Tina Turner, I believe, came in 80. He may have come in 81. But I think he came in 80. I think he came
You
in
might be right. I ain't
the
gonna
year
argue with you
before
on
the
that because
championship.
I'm not sure because I said, man,
Yeah, nah.
that
I
secondary
was about to
did
say
get
the same
better.
thing to you. You could be right. Yep. Yeah, the second year because we got Ronnie Lott, Carlton Williamson, and we had Dwight Hicks. We got him like
in them hot
mid-year,
licks.
the
But
year
they was already
before
up
that.
and rolling when Dwight, because the 49ers was already a devastating defensive force. He came in and
Right.
hot licks got together. They just mangled up.
Right.
Going
Yeah,
back.
because Bill got all those guys. So we had three rookie defensive backs. So it was Ronnie Lott, Carlton Williamson, and man, how am I having a brain fart right now? Eric Wright.
Yeah, Eric.
Wright.
Yeah.
Yep.
See?
And so Dwight had come the year before, and we had those three rookies back there with Dwight, and Dwight was bagging groceries before we picked him up.
See, that's
So,
why
those guys got together, and
and that's how and the rest was a legend.
legend.
Mel, we gotta go. Listen, tell you what, fam, I'll be back
right,
tomorrow.
bro.
You're gonna fly down and get together with the family. But if you get a chance, we'll be here tomorrow same time in the evening.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm calling. I'm gonna call in honor of my aunt.
Yeah, bless her heart.
Don't
May she
judge
rest
me.
in peace.
Don't judge me. You know. Thank you. You know how I do my jersey of the day post and everything. Please don't judge me, but just in honor of my aunt.
You gonna put that Raiders
And
jersey
it's
on?
gonna hurt. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna burn my skin like fire, and I'm not gonna be happy about it. But man, I love my aunt more than I love football, so I'm gonna represent for her. You know.
Fully understand.
But
I'm
wearing,
doing the right thing.
It is going to
too.
be a 49er. It is going to be a 49er, though, man. Ronnie Lott, you already know.
Yeah.
I'm not putting anybody else on my body. So.
All right.
Yep.
All right,
Rombo, man. I'll talk to you
later,
tomorrow, my brother.
Great to hear from you, too. Look forward to hearing from you tomorrow.
Too.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night. Oh, no. Dolan Knight has them down as the Modesto Raiders. Boy, if they put the Raiders in a small city, boy, that a small town, I'd lose my mind laughing. And Big Joe says Raiders can play on prison yard football field. Yeah. Let them work out with the prison inmates. Well, that'd be great. Daniel Serrano says, let's get physical. Let's get physical. Let me hear your body rock. 49er Lakers says, bleep the Raiders. LS Oz Vision says, you got me bopping. Thanks, LSO Oz. And Gambler says, burn down Levi's, rebuild Candle. Oh, if we could only boy, that's another day of conversation, boy. Because, if we just could have just played somewhere else temporarily and rebuild another complex out there, it would have been so much more preferable. Could have put a dome on it. If people have a problem with the weather coming off the bay and the candlestick and that big wind and everything, then I said, I heard there was zoning issues and everything else. Okay, fine. Gambler, I agree, man. Robert Gibby says, let them play an Oracle. Could help to make the Giants good again. Robert. Don't. Listen, you don't want them playing in our city, and we ain't even playing in it. You know what I'm saying? If anything, make them go play in Levi's, and we'll come home, and we'll play in San Francisco and play with the Giants. Okay, if anybody's going to play in San Francisco, it's going to be us, not the friggin' Raiders. Oh, God, the thought is nauseating. Okay, where were we? Debbie Ryan says, Jed wants to get that money. The Raiders and their fans would break the Levi Stadium. Probably, because it's all about the cash with Jed. He's a businessman. He's not Eddie D. His passion is not that kind of deep, because Jed, he does love the team, but not like Eddie did, right? Eddie would have put a hit out on any Raider that thought he was going to move into his stadium. Hey, Cynthia says, I suggest they go back to Oakland or play in Las Vegas. See, that's the best idea right there. Ladder Faithful 808. Las Vegas has a lot of dirt. Just put some cones out there with some chairs and believe the Raiders. Donnie Montana, it's a 49er hitter. Yo, Ronbo, man, last night, roasting on Rudy's lame ass was, yeah, I ain't done with him yet. Rudy, man, he's got a lot of nerve. Jim Thorokill says, I'm not condoning violence, but if the Raiders come to our house, there might be snipers in the trees. And Robert Gibbons says, oh, yeah, this regarding AB's case. She didn't file a victim affidavit. And as someone who has police in the family, please do not waste their freaking time. The police need to go after actual criminals, not a silly woman getting pushed because she didn't leave. Oh, Robert, there's a little, you still, if he did put his hands on her, like, come on, we can't condone that. We're better than that, okay? Just, no. Andrew 49, players need to wear body cams. Oh, now that I can get behind. Players need to wear body cams when chicks show up at the house or hotel room. Ooh, God, I need to get together with somebody and design that thing. And you know what? That is an excellent idea. This way, you can't doctor the film. Make sure that cam cannot be altered in any way. Maybe have it wired up so it goes directly into police data bank, and they could review it themselves. If you're a football player and you make X amount of dollars, you're allowed to wear this cam that records everything that goes on around you. And as soon as the lady comes over, wait a minute. All right, go ahead. All right, because as soon as you start telling people I beat you, and start slapping yourself and doing everything else, throwing yourself on the ground and call the police and have my career ended, it's right here. That's the thing. Because there are some women out there that are probably doing these things. I don't know. All I know is what the police report says. James, come on in, man.
Hey, Ronbo, how you doing, man?
Oh, I tell you, James, this is the part of the year that's supposed to be running smooth. All we're supposed to be talking about is draft, free agency. All of a sudden, we have the Raiders interrupting our role. You got a man we haven't even drafted, or we haven't even bought yet. We're connected with him because he's over there having problems with his lady. It's being a 49er is a hard work. I mean, it's a job, man.
Yeah,
Damn.
seemingly getting harder day by day. Ain't it?
Yeah. God.
Well, I want to first and foremost give a big shout out to Mel there, my homeboy from down there in South
Oh, yeah,
Jersey.
that's right.
And I
Yeah,
want
y'all. Yeah.
my condolences to him and his family, and may God bless him and be with them at this time. And I want to say this much about this Raiders trying to move in our stadium. First of all, we never get 1 o'clock games because it's still 10 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. So we never get that 1 o'clock game in the afternoon. We never get it. It's always 4 o'clock or 4:25. Now, there's no way that the Raiders could move and play in our stadium when the only permitted time available television wise or actually being able to play would have to be either 4 p.m. or 4:25.
Wait, you guys will get night games like Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night?
Yeah, that of course, but they're not. I mean, are they going to just say, well, we're going to give the Raiders and the 49ers 8 games on Monday nights and Sunday nights? I don't really see that happening. Now, if we turn around and we win a Super Bowl in 2020, which I'm predicting, then yeah, we should be able to. You ask me, Roger Goodell should just let us play every Sunday night.
Oh, now that Jimmy G's back, watch and see what happens with the schedule. All those night games we
Yeah.
got aced out of last year? I got a feeling they'll
This
be
is what I'm
back this year.
talking about.
Yeah.
And I don't see, and I think the Raiders overtipped their hand because I do believe years ago when the Raiders first moved from LA, instead of going back to Oakland, Al Davis had thought about that Vegas situation.
Long
But
time
when
ago.
you think about it, a sports team, a football team it's really not gonna. I mean, probably I'd say 48% of the people in Vegas are people that are there on vacation, tourists that are just
Yeah,
coming there to gamble.
kind of
Would
right.
they
Yeah,
really, would they really just turn around and say, "Oh, I'm going to the game"? You're not going to
yeah,
really sell. You're not going to sell a surplus. You're not going to sell the minimum quota of home game tickets because you don't have a lot of you don't have a lot of customers out there that are. I'm not going to say it's not a lot of people out there that are not football fans, but Vegas is a gambling town.
James. You
People
know
go there.
something else on that though, James. The fans in Vegas don't, since they don't have a team, they're already affiliated with different teams around the NFL.
Of
Uh,
course, and
yeah,
here's
that's true. I forgot
here,
about
here-
that part.
here's a prime example. Look at the Vegas Predators, I believe it is, the hockey team.
Yeah.
They don't really do that great, and they're like the only sports team in Vegas. There's not a baseball team, there's not a football team yet,
Well,
and there's not a
it's all been
basketball.
illegal up until now because of the gambling
Yeah, yeah.
aspect. Yeah.
So, I think the more that Mark Davis thinks about it, this could really be a bad investment for him.
Yeah.
And
And the way you're
now it's
putting it too.
trying to
Yeah.
they better try to make happy face with Alameda County, which I believe is Oakland,
Yep.
and try to stay there in that Coliseum or re-renovate it or do something because it really could be a bad investment. The same thing with those LA Canvas Spams. Do you know that the football team, for some reason, in the city of LA has never really been that popular selling tickets stadium wise unless they're winning? Because
Yeah.
mind you, they moved from
Well.
Los Angeles several times. They were at first the the LA Rams back in the late 60s going into the early 70s.
Mm.
They moved and I forgot where they went after that, but then they turned around and came back to LA and it didn't work. They left there and went to St. Louis and it didn't really work. And then they came back to LA.
Like that was a good idea.
Yeah. And so, it's like, it's I don't really see them. I don't see them being,
Profitable in this
able to
area.
progress there. And
Yeah.
at the same time, I will say this much. I've heard a lot of fans talk about, you know, Quinnen Williams is, starting to show up as the number one guy on the draft
Yeah.
board and that. But here's the thing. The 49ers have got two young rookie D tackles that they haven't really seen one of them on the field yet. The last four picks the last 4 years, three of those picks have been defensive tackles in the first round. Last year they went after McClinchy. So if you ask me, I mean, in parting ways with Malcolm Smith, you got to get that outside linebacker. And I do believe that Josh Allen will be the pick. And a big shout out to what Mel said earlier. We were a 6-10 team in 1980, and Bill Walsh drafted Carlton Williamson, Keenan Turner, and
Ah.
Eric.
So it was 80.
But now,
Okay.
this was the clincher. When they signed Jack Reynolds from the Arizona Cardinals,
Yeah.
that came over a linebacker that, believe me, he changed that linebacking core, man.
Tell you,
He changed that linebacking core. And we went from a 6-10 team to a 14-2 team and won the Super Bowl. And let's not forget, we were 15-1 the following year and won it again. I just put that out for the Niner Empire, just to let y'all know.
Crazy
Okay?
stuff. James,
Just to let you know.
and
Hey.
appreciate it too, James. James, I'll be back tomorrow. Let's continue with this, okay?
Not a problem, Ronbo. And one thing I want to say before you go, we better sure be glad 3 weeks ago we didn't sign Antonio Brown. 3 weeks ago we had assigned him, bro. Listen, that front office would look like they smoking methamphetamine or snorting it or shooting it or something.
There'd have been organizations putting out nasty paraphernalia on the 49ers. It's a scary thing, because they uncovered
It's a real
this.
scary thing.
It really is. So maybe it clears up. I don't know, but it doesn't look good right now. But anyway,
Well,
James, I'll look for you tomorrow.
Thank you, Ronbo.
Right, fam.
Niner Empire, Niner for life. Thank you for what you do, Ronbo, and
Thanks,
keep
man.
doing it, bro. Much love to you. Thank you.
Appreciate
Be blessed.
that, James. All right. You have a good night.
You too.
Yeah, I just want to say now, James, myself, and everybody else, we would love to have AB, but after going through what we went through the Harbaugh era in the last couple of years, Tremaine Brock, you even Bruce Miller. I mean, this has got to stop. And this is why this AB needs to be exonerated of this, man. I'm telling you right now. Look what Ruben did. He tore everybody's heart out. We can't go. The reason I worry about AB too, that insanity display he had and I understand, I read the whole article later. Somebody stole $80,000 out of his house along with his 9mm. You got plenty of money, AB. I mean, I understand you don't want anybody stealing from you, but you don't need to go crazy like that and start throwing things over the balcony, So, and also, I understand he's got a lawsuit going for that. He's got a lawsuit pending for the damages to the condo. I need to know he's stable. I just don't want crazy. Be crazy on the field, but I'd rather my guy who plays defense to be crazy. If you're gonna, Pierre Garcon's crazy at his offense. Okay, he's a good wide receiver as far as crazy guy goes. But don't be doing stuff off the field that draws attention, especially if 911 gets involved. Hey, Sats Montgomery says, put 50 cent of this towards the Raiders' new home. Thanks, Sats. That's very generous contribution. Thanks, Sats. Appreciate it. And Okie Niners, Rams used to be in Cleveland. Hey, that's right. And Rudy filled us in on that history a while back when he was trying to bring some pride to his team. He was talking about how the Rams did this, the Rams did this, had the first black football players. Oh, Rudy, man, now you're grasping at straws, man. We do not love the Rams, okay? God, some guys say, boy. And now he's talking about, did you see his last remark yesterday? Well, the Rams are actually projected to be competing for the Super Bowl next season. The 49ers, not so much. I almost came back on the air. I read that I was livid. What? This is too early for you to be checked. He's bumping his chest after getting the most embarrassing, the most boringest, low-scoring Super Bowl of all time. And Rudy's made out of, what is he made out of? He's talking smack with that. Oh, my God. Kenny Diggins says, yeah, thanks, Kenny. Thanks, fam. Kenny Diggins. And Chad Garrison says, hey, that AB situation is the last thing I wanted to hear. Like, WTF. That's what I'm saying, too. Of course it happened. When we were interested, like, but why? That's a good question, though. How did these things happen? Is there some other force going on behind this? Al Lute says, what up? What up, Al? The Black Knight. The 49ers have 2 home locker rooms. Oh, okay. Same with the Jets and Giants. They have 2 home locker rooms as well. Okay. That answers that question. Manny Jimenez says, I'm sick and tired of players getting into trouble, especially when it comes to our team. Man, I know, right? It's just really stressful. As soon as you read about it, you start, oh, man. Donnie Montana, 49, hit up. Man, you inspired to grab me that Steve Young jersey. You got Steve. See, these are the jerseys. He said, see, these guys don't be going to jail or anything like that. They already retired, got the Hall of Fame money. You can pay money on these jerseys and know that your money is not going to be going in the garbage or being used to wipe down your car later. The 123.76. She's a gold digger. She's lying. She wanted his cheese, and I don't condone any violence or any harm to any women at all. But 123.76. See, the problem is, I need to prove to me that that's the case, though. I need to believe that Ruben was found to be innocent. So is Antonio innocent? You know? I do also wish these guys would come up with better taste in women and understand these ladies. Don't house up and get all hooked up. Kenny Diaz says, I'm a 49ers fan for life. Can you read this? Kenny, I'm glad to know that too, fam. Brandon Williams, sup? What's poppin'? Memphis chapter. Oh, geez. What's up, Brandon? Yamin.
Ronbo, what's good with you?
Oh, Yamin, man. We're trying to get the Raiders the hell up out of our face. We're wondering if the first round, and we're wondering
know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ronbo, they not like us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, huh?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Like, I mean, Ronbo, they not like us, Ronbo. Like, I mean, they trying to make this shit like the New York Giants and the New York Jets, I mean, sharing the same stadium and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, for all that, I mean, we should have kept Candlestick Park. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a mistake.
And like, I mean, like, I salute Ronbo. Like, I mean, like, I know, you know, like, I mean, everybody need help. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though the Raiders won't even help us, you know what I mean, with trade or anything. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, they wouldn't give us a tuna fish sandwich if we was laying down, face down, starving to death. And now we got to give them a place to play?
They scared. Ronbo, this shit crazy, Ronbo. I love you, Ronbo. Salute to the Niner Empire. I mean, bitches, what's good with it?
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm here. Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead. You was going to say something. Go ahead.
Ronbo, I believe we're going to have a good season this season. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of think
like,
so,
I mean,
too.
like,
Really
I think
strong
that,
feeling.
huh?
Yeah, I got a real strong feeling about that this year. Unlike the last two, I think I was more hopeful than I was. But this year, I don't know how they couldn't do well unless injuries come back again. That's the only thing that can stop us.
Sure, I think Ronbo, I think this year is going to be, yeah, I mean, more consistency. Far as like injuries, like I mean, like we hope that, you know, like I mean, like the injuries could be to a minimum.
At least
you see what I'm saying? Because like,
I'll be out for
like,
a couple of weeks, but that's it. Not a whole season. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna get hurt, maybe be out a week or two, but not a whole season. God.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, I mean, Ronbo, I think that I mean, we're gonna have a blessed season. I mean, I believe we're gonna make it to the division round, and we might make it to the NFC Championship.
Well, it would be
like,
nice.
I'm saying
for next year, that would be nice. Actually, I got no problem with that.
2020. Hey, Ronbo, yeah. I called it. 2020. The Niners and the Raiders in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to bomb the Raiders in their George Jetson Stadium. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I love it when you call it that. I'm a huge Jetsons fan. Especially that dog.
Listen, Ronbo, God bless. Ronbo, like I said last night, Ronbo, if we can get Cameron Jordan, the reason why I say Cam Jordan is going to clog up that middle like motherfucking Bryant Young, like Dana Stubblefield.
He can play.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean that'll help out Buckner, and that'll help out Sheldon Day, and it'll help out Solomon T. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we still got Julius Teller too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna get some competition this year, but yeah, he's gotta come around in his second year. He's gotta show a little bit more than he did last year. He was okay, but a little less than I thought he was gonna be. But it was his first year in the NFL, so it's okay.
Right.
I expect big things from a lot of guys. including Solomon T. This is year number 3 on Solomon T. He's got to show us something this year. He's got to.
Ronbo, yeah, I mean, I believe in him, Ronbo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I mean, like, I'm a North Carolina, yeah, I mean, I'm a North Carolina Tar Heel fan. And, yeah, I mean, we lost to Stanford in the
Solomon T
in the
that was
College
causing
Bowl.
that trouble. I know.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
He was all over Mitchell Trubisky like his uniform.
Right.
Woo!
Like, I mean, like, he moved 3 people and sack Trubisky.
Yes. Where
Like, you know what I'm
is that
saying?
guy? Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But like this Solomon Thomas 3rd year. So like he got to improve because he can't wear 94 and don't put don't put no
show,
words
yeah.
in.
Because that's a serious number with tradition behind it.
Right.
That's right.
That's Dana Stubblefield number.
And
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And not only that, who else is it? That's 2 other people who wore that too. And also, remember our man that went and left us and went to Dallas that was half crazy. But we you know, and the Cowboy wore 94. I don't know why I'm having trouble thinking of Charles. What's Charles' last name?
Charles Haley.
Haley, yeah, 94. So,
I mean, I think Ronbo, I think Charles Haley was what, 95?
No, he's 94. Wasn't he?
Oh,
I think Haley was done in 94. Pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Brian Young was what, 97, and Dana Stubblefield was 94. Ken Norton was 51.
We're a kid. I'm talking about Kid Norton. That dude came over and played us last year and went running to his uncle over in Seattle. So yeah,
Kid Norton, you scared. I mean, you up there trying to eat that motherfucking tilapia fish. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you need to go to the Niners. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we got, but it's a SC connection. But yeah, I mean, we got to go. I'm gonna be back tomorrow, though, fam. Come on back tomorrow, okay?
All right, I love you, Ronbo. Salute to the Niner Empire. Deandra, what up? You know what I'm saying? And I'm out. This is Yami.
There he goes.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Yami.
And salute to them LA Spams. That's the team that you can't depend on is them Spams. Hey, Tio, you okay?
Worst Super Bowl in Super Bowl history involved the Rams.
I mean, let them know that you're a Patriots fan and say, fuck them LA Spams. Fuck them LA Spams.
You know,
Them LA Spams. You know what I'm saying? Them LA Spams. Hey, Rob, I got my blood on here. This is my cousin.
I'm hearing y'all, man. It's hilarious.
That's my quarterback. Win the chip.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. Rambo, I like you, Rambo. You hear me?
Hey, love you back, fam. All right, yeah, I mean, I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
All right.
This is great stuff, boy. I tell you. Woo! Hey, let me see. Talk sports with JT. Suh is mostly going to resign. Talk sports with JT. Has anybody told you yet that Suh is so gone from LA, it ain't even funny? They can't afford Suh, or Sue, should I say. They cannot. Talib is rumored to also be on his way. They've got to figure out how they're going to pay Marcus Peters. There is no money to play no Ndamukong Suh in LA, and he ain't going to talk about no incentive package. He is so gone. Resign Clowney. Clowney, yeah, now there's a guy that may be leaving. They've got a lot of problems in Texas. They got about 4 guys they got to try to pay. And who's going to be the sacrificial lamb there? Armstead, Buckner, and Thomas on our D-line need to step it up a bit. Then we get Earl Thomas from free agency, then Allen out of the draft. I know, I tell you what, I hope 49er fans, man, we may have a thing. I wonder if the 49ers are really going to go after Josh Allen. Ralph Delso what do you think about going after Kelvin Benjamin, possibly playing tight end? You know, Kelvin's not tough, though. If a tight end, I need you to block. Kelvin's not famous for blocking, nor is he famous for being tough. Remember that time? Jimmy Ward, if not for Kelvin bouncing that ball off of Jimmy's head, if Jimmy's a little taller, he was all over Kelvin Benjamin like a cheap suit. I was so proud of him that game. I mean, Benjamin couldn't go nowhere. Jimmy was right on him, boy. And Kelvin went up to catch. Jimmy was all up underneath his jersey, coming up it's just crazy, man. Look at Jimmy. He doesn't care how tall Benjamin is. And Benjamin finally got that ball off his head, but that size on that one. So all right, Kelvin Benjamin he's not tough enough. He ain't got no dog in him. Okay, Niner, what's up? Pedro, check your facts. All right, here's the next message. Okie Niner says lobster, crab, and rice. That sounds like Louisiana cuisine there, fam. Adrian Will says we already have to deal with shitty field conditions. I know, right? Having the Raiders would make it worse. Just bleep off to Nevada already. Donald Johnson said, let Raiders be sued. Who cares? I know we don't, and we don't want to be bothered with them. And Chad Garrison says, I still say, take the chance on AB. What? This is the first we hear of a problem with AB his whole career. I just think all this coming out caused his drama with the Steelers. I still want AB. And Chad, that's a legitimate thought, too, because the fact of the matter is, how is it that all of this is taking place right now? Right now. Not later, right now. Before the combine, before anybody can get those little deals going, suddenly the squirrel comes out of nowhere, and AB's battling with her on his front door. Hey, JT.
What's up, Ronbo?
JT, man, we're just going over some of the issues surrounding our team right now. And you probably ought to know about the irritation that's called the Raiders. Are the 49ers looking at a need in the draft, or they got to get the best player available? And is AB's drama going to boil over to the point that the 49ers just say no thanks?
You know, Ronbo, I think with AB, I think all that shit's just hype, man. I think they're just throwing all that shit out there to see who bites. I don't bite for that shit.
Steelers could be behind it. Yeah.
You know. And what else were you saying right now? I didn't catch the first two.
Yeah, well, the first one was about the Raiders and their issues, and why is it taking up too much of the 49ers' time when we have other things to attend to besides where they're going to play next year?
Yeah, that's not our problem.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that. You know, I don't really want them to come to Santa Clara to come play over there in our stadium after not letting us pick up Khalil Mack. That's
because payback. Payback time is here. Yeah.
You know, I wasn't pretty happy about that. You know, I know a few rivalry business is business, and we offered them a lot, and they gave Khalil Mack to the Chicago. And as far as the draft is concerned, I think we need to address our need. I think we need
JT, is that your Wi-Fi, or are you using Bluetooth, or what? There's a strange connection going on.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's a very strange connection. Go ahead. Let's see. Sometimes that goes away, though. Let's see what else happens.
Okay. As far as the draft is concerned, I think we need to address our need. I think unless we get a good, serious, good offer in a trade, I think we need to address our need. We need to go after Nick Bosa if he's still on the board. But if not, I like to go get Josh Allen. Yeah, we need to
which automatically he'd be there, of course, if Nick Bosa's gone. So he's the next guy in line. But is he? It seems it's questionable as to whether Josh is the best available player at number 2. That's what's going around. This conversation is starting to spread, and it seems like it's picking up momentum around the sports talking heads. But Bleacher Report just got through saying that a little while ago. And one guy said he wasn't all that impressed with Josh Allen. And I said, whoa, why would you say that? So I don't know. It's Josh. But for us, he may very well be exactly the right guy. So our scouts, between Kasurik and Kiffin, they got to know what they're looking at in Josh Allen and see if his skills do translate to the NFL. That's the question right there.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. But as far as I read an article. If we can pick up Nick Bosa, Josh Allen in the first round, I'd like to go pick up that Debo Samuel from
wide receiver
in round number 2. Yeah. If, we don't get Antonio Brown. I'm cool with that. Let's go get a badass receiver.
I tell you,
and mold him up.
I tell you, and something else I tell you too. I understand now. We thought this was going to be most people thought this was going to be kind of a weak draft in most positions, especially quarterback. Now the projection is for 5 QBs. That's going to knock wide receivers down into the second round because that's the group that's probably in the middle of okay and nothing to get excited about except for maybe 3 or 4 guys. There's a mistake made in that every year, though. Some of the wide receivers in this draft could be absolute hell. So you got all those quarterbacks. Defensive players are going to be at a premium this year in the draft as well, especially linemen and offensive linemen. There's about 4 that top teams are saying, give me that kid right now. So that's 10. About 5 guys off the offensive lines. They're looking for that next. There's no Quentin Nelson in this draft, but there may very well be a McGlinchey, and everybody loves them a McGlinchey now. So it's going to be interesting to see. So more wide receivers get knocked into the second round. So yeah, Debo may be right there.
Hey Ronbo, check out this third pick. I would like to go pick up that linebacker, something Mack. I can't forget his first name. I don't remember his first name. But something Mack.
Chat. I mean, I don't know of any linebacker named Mack. I only know about Davis or Williams. What's his name? Greedy Williams. I've only been paying attention to Greedy Williams, but there's several others I've been hearing about that are straight money. But Greedy's getting all the attention. But they say Greedy's foot speed is a little suspect. But I heard he was fast. I don't get it. Some of these people say the damnedest things.
Ronbo, there's a tight end too from Iowa State.
Oh, everybody's talking about him.
I think he has a 2-letter first name, just like me.
Mac. You're talking about Mac Wilson.
No,
the guy you took. Say it again.
Something Hawkinson.
Quarterback? No,
Hawkinson. He's a tight end.
Oh, okay. Say, Chad, anybody knows about a tight end worth anything named Hawkinson? Because I'm not familiar with him yet either.
Look up some tight ends from Iowa State, from Iowa, where George Kittle came from. There's two badass tight ends. They both can block. They can both run after. They can both catch passes.
There is a. I see Hawkinson from Iowa, 6'5". You know what? There's another tight end everybody's been talking about. Other than there's someone in Iowa State that everybody loves. You're talking about T.J. Hawkinson, but who's the other guy from Iowa that everybody's talking about?
I can't remember his name.
Hawkinson.
I read the article earlier this morning when I was at work.
Okay. Anyway, what impressed you about him?
Oh, they both of those guys can do basically what Kittle can do. They both run block, and they both can go after. They both can run after for the pass.
Yeah, good pass catchers, and maybe that's the thing they teach at Iowa. So because I thought George Kittle would probably be one of a kind, but Iowa has another player that everybody's talking about. And I'm not sure if it's a wide receiver. He could be the tight end you talk about, but I know everybody's been talking about another player out of Iowa.
There's two tight ends right there that I'm trying to tell you about. I
just saw the other one.
Their name. I should have just
T.J. Hawkinson. The other one's name is Noah Fant.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Noah Fant.
All right.
Yes, that's what it is.
The chat seems to agree with you too. There's a bunch of people say, yeah, he's a monster according to Frank Mells. All right. We'll see. Because if you know about him, they know about him. So, all right, hey, JT, we got to go. So I'll tell you what, I'll be back tomorrow and we can continue.
Hey, Ronbo, here, I just got to show you the Nick Mullins, baby.
All right. He was telling us the truth. It is a Nick Mullins jersey. Say, somebody else said they got a Nick Mullins jersey yesterday, too. So
yeah, I caught that.
There you go. You guys are special, man. I got to get a Nick Mullins jersey. That's going to become a novelty before the season even starts. Nick Mullins jerseys.
You know, that's the backup, man. You know he's going to win that job. You know.
Oh, I guarantee it. I mean, come on. He's got
49er
to.
Empire know it.
Man, I can't wait. All right, Hey. All right, JD. Talk to you tomorrow, fam.
All right.
I always got somebody else. Was it a linebacker? Is it who? But there's another kick-ass player at George Kittle and C.J. Beathard's alma mater. All right. What's where we at here? Chad Garrison, thanks, fam. Who's it? You keep talking about. I never talk about him daily for a while. I got to take notes. I got to study my college players. This is the time of year every year when I take out. Because I'm starting to work on them now. And I'm looking at all these college players, and I got my favorite wide receivers already. And actually, Debo's one of them. But I got this thing about DK. Man, I tell you, DK, man, Metcalf is also, there's a couple other wide receivers, but they're not tall. But these dudes can jam and, I see, because since Kyle Shanahan's come to San Francisco, I have developed this like for quick and can run routes. I should have always been that way, but man, you give me a guy that's 5'11" to 6'1" and can burn people on routes. It's my dude, man. I tell you, big is good, but I like guys that can take me downfield. I got George Kittle. I figure he's going to get better in the end zone next year. So, you know. Dolomite says, what up, the brethren? Hey, what's up, fam? Ninth Empire, 9th for eternity. I like that. This is like Shakespearean. 9th foreverth, the empireth. Ronbo holds me water. Now look, I'm in the snow. It's steamy. You know, Jersey likes cold weather, you could tell. I wonder if he's going to do this in the summertime. Jersey, we want you also stripping down to nothing but your BVDs in the summer and taking selfies out there in the hot sun, right around on the side of the freeway where the sun is the hottest on the planet. I should have dared him. He's probably going to do it now. Michael Harrick says, look like they have some draft picks to cough up if they want to play in Levi's. See, that's what I'm saying. Make a deal with the Raiders. All right, Raiders. You guys need a place to stay? Hang your little nasty uniforms. Yeah. Here's what you're going to have to do to get it. And then start lining up them draft picks. Y'all got how many draft picks in the first round? Yeah. Well, how about if you just had 2? We'll share. We got 2, you got 2. He says, PB Zo says, you're the best. Man, you're making your lips nervous with this news. Hey, B, we need you. You know, I guarantee you, Lynch is sitting there sweating before we were. Before this news even became public, guarantee you John Lynch was probably sitting back in the chair. Oh, Jesus Christ. Really? Oh, man. And every Niner faithful out, he calls it Niner faithful, every Niner faithful out there wants me to go after AB. I don't want to be bothered with this trouble. Did he really do that shit? God. You know he's going to go through that. And that's a problem, you know? There's organizations that get involved and start coming after the 49ers. It's going to be... Brandon Williams says, let them play at Stanford University. Yes! No! It's too close. It's right down the street from us. No! They can play. Let them play at Cal. At Berkeley will appreciate them being over there. They got a nice facility. Well, it's got a track around the interior, but that's okay. It's a kid says, well, love Ronbo wouldn't be anywhere else, thanks. It's a kid. Raider Nation would take over Levi Stadium. I see Levi Stadium empty. See, let me point out a fact here about the Raiders Stadium. The camera, probably due to some kind of agreement, only pans on one part of the Raiders bathroom. And that's why it looks like there's people attending the Raider games, see? So Raider Nation, you can stay over there and continue to fill that place up. You ain't coming into our house as long as we can stand it. If they send a petition around, we'll keep your silver and black asses over there. Mr. P-Town says you wouldn't own shit. You don't even own your own stadium. Good comeback on it, Mr. P. Boy. Hey, Will, come on in, man.
Ronbo, what's up, man?
Oh, Will, the Raiders situation is escalating. We're starting to, the word around the league is Josh Allen the best player after Nick Bosa? And is this madness that's going on in Florida with AB, could it be real? Or is this some kind of joke?
Well, first off, regarding to the Raiders in the 49ers stadium,
Yeah.
playing on each other's stadium,
Yeah.
well, it's been an updated report that just came in not too long ago. A guy by the name of Kyle Maston wrote an article saying that Matt Maiocco is saying that, let me see what he says.
About
says
Jed
that,
saying that he'd work something out? That he was working with it? Yeah.
Where it's saying that the NFL can override the 49ers territorial rights if the team does not waive them. And they said that an unanimous vote of the 30 other owners would be required against the 49ers or in support of the Raiders in order to clear the path for the Raiders to play at Oracle Park. And they also said it's important to note that the first step to even getting to the point would be that the Raiders hammer out a deal with the Giants that allowed them to even play in San Francisco, but no such deal has been reported yet. So.
No, because the Raiders know to go into San Francisco against the mayor's wishes, and she made a huge deal about that. I mean, she came out public. Usually a politician has other things to do. But when the Raiders come talking about coming over there, she came out and made a statement on that. So Davis is going to back off because he knows that the city doesn't support him. It's going to cause him issues later on in the season for damn sure. So he's smart about that. But Al Davis, like some people believe, Mark, what Goodell's probably going to do, he's going to tell Jed, listen, Jed, here's what it's going to come down to. And I hate to stress you like this, but you're either going to let him play here or let him play here or let him play in San Francisco. So Jed's going to say, well, San Francisco's out. All right, I'm going to tell them they're either going to play here at Levi's or they're going to go back to Oakland. That's their choice. And then, of course, we'll vote on it. I think the San Francisco's off the table. And the San Francisco 49ers got a lot of friggin' nerve even hammering out that deal. They were the ones that there was a situation with the A's years ago that they got support from everybody, every team in the league. And now, all of a sudden, they're talking about it's okay for the Raiders to play in Oracle. This is bullshit. And the Giants ought to be shamed. That is really strange.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because I'm totally against it, man. So many memories, man. So many great players. So much legacy in the city of San Francisco, man. To have the Raiders to play in San Francisco, it's just to taint it. It's just man.
And the thing is, Will, we're playing outside of San Francisco, and they're playing in San Francisco, and we're the San Francisco 49ers. It looks bad.
Right. That's not right. Yeah, that's totally not right. But hopefully everything get resolved and they just remain homeless and just we just don't just go back where you came from. We don't want you here. So, but moving on to I also want to say that the hire that they made, Wes Welker, man, that was a great hire, man. He a player's coach. He played the game. He played with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. He gonna get those boys right. So.
True.
Right. So I ain't worried about that. He gonna have them guys going up to the next level this coming season. So I'm all for it, man. And yeah, with the draft, man, like I say, I'm sticking with my choice, man. I'm sticking to Quinnen Williams, man.
Yeah,
we got to get man, we got to get edge rushers out the free agency, man. We need immediate power coming off the edge. We need players that's already built and ready to go ahead and go at it and get these sacks, get these quarterback pressures, man. We need immediate power, like immediately. Like we need you to sign you and go out there and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Quinnen Williams, man, we already got immediate power on the D-line, but we need more. Because, like I say, Crow said he's rotating players. So when you rotating players, anybody who goes out there, you got to bring in immediate power. You got to go ahead and do what you got to do.
So you'll get plenty of rest.
Williams, right. Quinnen Williams is going to be a boost. So, so I'm sticking with Quinnen Williams, man. I mean, if we do get Bosa, I'm all for it. I love it. But to me, we need immediate power on the edge. So we got to get edge rushers out of free agency. And what else? I know a guy out of Atlanta, Robert Alford, got cut by the Falcons. I mean,
I heard about that.
I hope they don't pursue him because he was good at the beginning of the season with the Falcons, but toward the end of the season, he kind of slacked off and he was getting a lot of PI flags. So we he like another Rashad Johnson, Rashad Robinson. So I hope they don't pursue him. So I hope they do try to pursue McCourty though, from New England. Now he would be a good addition at corner.
Is McCourty talking about retiring though? Seems to me I heard he was thinking about retiring. But how old is McCourty? Why would he be thinking about retiring? He said, "I got too many rings, man. I'm carrying these things around. I can't stand it no more." But how old is he?
I don't know. I think he's in his early 30s. I believe. I'm not sure though. I don't wanna say wrong.
But he ain't. But, you're pretty sure he's not that young then. So maybe he is contemplating. The other one of the twins is talking about. No, I'm gonna hang out. So and he may not be the one with the contract that's expiring. So
yeah, but and yeah, man, and with the AB situation, man, I believe somebody out of Pittsburgh is leaking that, so they can try to keep it.
Because all of a sudden, AB is throwing women on the dirt. First, it was a domestic dispute. 24 hours later, it turns into domestic violence. Is there any proof on this? I'm sure the 49ers are looking into this because I think the 49ers would really like to have AB. So I really wonder what's going on.
Yeah, they just need to thoroughly, investigate and see what's going on. But AB shouldn't have pushed it though. He should have just called the authorities and wait till they got there.
Right. So. That's easy to say for us, I guess, because we wouldn't stand there all pissed off. But
right.
I really wish these guys would think before they do that. If he did do it, don't do it. Call the police and say, "I asked this lady to get off my property," and let them show up and then work it out from there. But don't throw her on the ground. Stupid ass.
Right.
Dang. All right.
But one more thing before I get off, man. Now, this is something I read that I believe that we missed. I don't know. It said it said that it came from Rappaport, and it was back in January. Now, I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but it was out there, and I think we totally missed it. They said something about the Steelers. In order for the 49ers to get AB, they would have to give the Steelers a third-round pick and trade Marquise Goodwin. That's what I heard.
See, I think the 49ers would actually bite on that one. Goodwin's only 27, though, isn't he? But you don't lose anything as far as Marquise's job. Because AB, and I'm a huge Goodwin fan, probably the biggest one, but that deal I'd have to consider. Third-round pick doesn't hurt us. He replaces Goodwin.
And Armstead as well. I forgot to mention Armstead.
Yeah, that makes sense. But do you know Roethlisberger would make Goodwin a superstar overnight? That's the thing. I don't see. I don't know what the 49ers are going to do with that. We'll see. I want to hear if that's not just a rumor. That's a good one, though.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing
Yeah.
that up. I will.
Yeah.
I'm going to see you tomorrow, fam. I'll be back.
All right, man. All right, now the Empire, man. Fuck the Rams and fuck Rudy. They lost and they broke.
I love when Will ends like that. Like Will.
All right, good night, man.
Oh, man. Flat 49 says the Raiders should give us their first round picks if they want to use our stadium. I'll vote. I'll sign that as well. Paul Gonzalez, what's up? Speedy Gonzalez! Ándale! Boy, I always wanted to see a race between Speedy Gonzalez and a Roadrunner. They never would let us have that. Kevin Mangrum, tell the Raiders we don't want all those stupid-ass costumes in our stadium. Amen to that. And Robert Gibby says, let them play whatever gets us some league favor. You think that'll put us in good standing with the league? They're still going to make them same bogus calls on us. The referees have nothing to do with anything other than what Goodell tells him to do. Maybe Goodell would be nicer. I don't know. All-Star Luna says, I got it. Make the Raiders play from London, first team with all home games in London. And, you know, somebody made that joke. I was listening to the NFL. Was that NBC Sports? I was laughing because somebody said, hey, here's a suggestion. Let if they want to move a team to the UK, let them be the London Raiders. I thought, but that's funny. Talk about road games being a pain in the neck for the Raiders. Avatar 6 says, London Breed said we already have a problem with the homeless. Don't need another. Ian Sharp and the Mexican Raiders? That'd be funny. The Tijuana Raiders. Ian Sharp says Toronto Raiders. You know, I think they do like the Raiders, actually. Tony!
What's up, Ronbo?
Tony, man, the Raiders are a problem. Is Quinnen Williams the best player in the draft not named Nick Bosa? And should the 49ers be concerned with picking up the best player in the draft or fit a need? And then, of course, there's Antonio Brown mysteriously getting into trouble right at the wrong time. Tony, hit upon these subjects and anything else you want to add.
All right. First, I'm going to talk about Mark Davis. I think Dan Snyder of the Redskins is the worst owner ever based on what he's done.
Yeah.
But I think you can put Mark Davis up there as well. I'd say top 10 worst owners of all time because in 2 years he's managed to leave one of the most loyal fan bases in the league. He's managed to trade away his cornerstone pieces, which I know it's Reggie McKenzie, but it's really Gruden and Davis running that team and getting all the players they want for the roster. He's managed to do those two things. He didn't even have a plan before he managed to get them to Vegas, so he screwed over the one team that could help him with his homelessness, right? So I just think he's terrible. He has no anything. He's just plain and simply retarded, I would say.
And you get a lot of agreement behind that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the only way that we consider it is if we ask for one of his 3 first-round picks, probably most likely the 24th or 27th overall. I think that's the only way we do this because I'm willing to sacrifice just wanting to be loyal to San Francisco for a year if we can get an extra pick from it. So that's all I have to say on that. With Quinnen Williams, I think he is the second-best player in the draft, and it's not close. It's him and Bosa, and then there's a slight drop-off, but you know, I'm not trying to draft another D tackle. We already have 3 of those. I think Armstead would play a lot better if he were at the defensive tackle position. I think it's more important to draft for need and team fit this early because we're getting to that point where we can be a playoff team. And if we keep drafting guys at the same position over and over like the Grinch last year,
expanding.
It's not going to work. And I think we have playoff aspirations. I think right now we're kind of a hot city for free agents looking to find a new team. So we need to exercise every right we have to pick up the players and the different draft picks best for our team.
Solid. Makes a lot of sense, too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for Antonio Brown, the thing is, he's had rumblings in the media the past 5 years, a couple every year, I would say, based on what I've seen and heard. I think he is a problem, but at the same time, we have one of the most stable locker rooms in the NFL. I think we can handle him. But if this domestic dispute thing leads to something bigger, then I don't think we should pursue him because we've gone through it 8 times, it seems like, in the past couple of years. I'm not trying to go for it again.
Yes, indeed. Please, that's got to end. Let us have one quiet season, please, of nothing but 49ers football. All that other distractions, let it go somewhere, anywhere, but don't let it come to Santa Clara. I agree.
Crazy.
Oh, God.
And Ronbo, Matt Bryant, free agent now. He played with Shanahan when they were in Atlanta. He was very successful. The way I look at it, he can still hit 57-yard field goal. And for me, I'd rather have 5 yards to my max field goal and maybe miss 2 or 3 more every year because it's going to give me more opportunities to win games. So right now, I'm in favor of letting Robbie Gould go back to Chicago, right? He's having an affair of the heart with Chicago right now.
Kind
of. I
read some statements he made. I think he is ready to go back to Chicago.
Yeah. So I think we let him go. We pick up Matt Bryant, sign him to a good contract, 2 or 3 years, and then we're set. I think we're better off with him because, like I said, if we're at the 40-yard line and we need a game-winning field goal, instead of throwing a Hail Mary, now we can actually use our kicker and close that gap. That's all I really have to say about that.
Tony,
we need to be smart with the players we pick.
Question, though, why would the Falcons want to part with Matt Bryant?
They're cleaning house right now.
Money?
They literally took out all their staff. They fired everyone. Robert Alford yesterday in the news. Now today it's Matt Bryant. I wouldn't be surprised if they cut another veteran in the coming days. But they're cleaning house completely.
It's
their core players.
It's a quiet rebuild, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of like what the Seahawks did.
Yeah.
Think of it that way.
Because I saw where Robbie said the other day, once a bear, always a bear. It kind of left a little residue in my head. I was thinking, what? What, Rob?
Yeah. I don't want to play on my team. I'm not trying to have a guy like him who wants to play for another team. That's just like Antonio Brown trying to become a 49er. If I were a Steelers fan, I'd want him gone.
Yeah, you got to.
Despite his talent, I don't want him like flirting with another team and making it seem like the team he's with isn't everything to him.
Otherwise, there's not going to be the proper motivation and mindset while you're out on that field.
Exactly. And that's why he's been having these issues. I don't think he's wanted to be a Steeler the past few years. I just think it hasn't come out until now.
Scary. Oh, well.
Yeah.
I guess, and I'm sure the 49ers are going to detect that, and they're going to make a move on it one way or the other. I understand they're going to be pursuing for now, though, him and Bradley Pinion. And if any between the two of those guys, I'm done with Bradley Pinion. And that
I don't want Pinion anymore.
Yeah, that once-a-game shank. Every game, at least once. If he kicks more than 3 times.
He doesn't have elite power, and he definitely doesn't have elite accuracy. I have not seen him pin a ball in the 5 in quite some time.
I can't remember the last time that happened.
5 or 6 of those in the Super Bowl alone. So, I mean, I say we sign him for another year because I don't see another punter coming out and playing a lot better than him. But I think we do need to target one in the draft potentially in the next 2 years.
Yeah. All right, Tony. Awesome stuff, bro. Talk to you later, okay?
All right. See you. Yeah, Friday, right?
Yeah. All right, tomorrow, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Tony.
All right, I'll be here.
All right. Have a good night. Oh, man. Yeah, I forgot about Robbie Gould talking about once a bear, always a bear. I read that as, whoa, Robbie, what are you talking about? Are you ready to leave now? Sats Montgomery says if they give us 2 picks, I'll think about it. Yeah, give us that 24th pick, like Tony just pointed out. Maybe a 4th round, a 3rd round pick as well. You need a place to stay, not us. All right. If the Raiders think that's just too steep, then keep moving. Find a real estate agent or something. But just T-Money Sacktown says, be nice to the homeless. It's not their fault. They're a bunch of black and silver morons. And oh no, wait, it is their fault. Because I know, it's like Tony pointed out about Mark and Gruden. What are they doing? They got one of the most popular kickers in the league last year. They get rid of Khalil Mack because Gruden wouldn't even call them during the offseason. They get rid of Amari Cooper. Now all of a sudden he's playing good football. There's a lot of players in Oakland that are probably trying to get out the same way. They just know if they can't do Amari style because they know that's not going to work a second time. And I know the quarterback is probably thinking about he'd like to leave now, and he might get a chance too. Gruden will trade him. Gruden will trade him to the Giants or somebody in a heartbeat. I can see it. It's not his guy. Snoozle Shabizzle says, I still believe we can do it without free agent wide receiver. A wide receiver late in the draft will do, especially with Welker. Draft and spend on defense. We'll be lovely next year. You know what? I don't have a real big problem with that either. I'm thinking, we're making maybe too big of a deal out of AB. This team needs some things. We actually have a lot of AB lights. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys that aren't quite AB's caliber, but they bring somewhat of the same thing to the table. And they're a lot younger. I'm just my thinking. It doesn't necessarily have to be right, but I'm just thinking, hey, is that Big Homie in them says, hey, what's up, fam? And Scott Boudry says, thanks, Ronbo Sports and Company. Y'all bring us Niners fans together. And it's my pleasure, too, fam. It's all about family. And bring on the belated birthday boy, Bashar went to sleep on us? Let's see. There he is. He's out. Or he's doing his Nighthawk imitation. He done a good job, too. Nice bye and good night. Bashar. Wake up, Bashar. Bashar, we're recording this. It's Bashar, it's only 8 o'clock in the evening, and we all know that you're a nighttime kind of guy. There's no way. Sheik, could you ring Bashar's phone? Harvey Howinger says, hell yeah, at Sheik, by the way. And Brian Smith says, I don't know who he was talking about when he said that, though. Bashar, you with us now? Bashar?
Ronbo, man, that man's beat out, man.
I think he really is out. Okay, we'll come back to Bashar. Because it's hard to fake snoring that length of time.
Holy Jesus.
Hey, Demetrius, come on in.
What's up, Ronbo? Yo, that's the funniest shit I ever heard on your show. Holy Jesus. I never heard nobody
Demetrius, he's not the first guy to do that. A lot of people fall asleep and leave the channel open so we can hear him.
Wow. He's a Niner for life, man.
And the bad thing about it, he's on the West Coast, whereas I can understand Nighthawk passing out. He's on the East Coast, so it's late. Like you are. You're on the East Coast, right? It's late out there.
It's 11:13 right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Damn. He must say, damn. I mean, what he had. Sheesh.
He made out of.
Well, what's good, Ronbo?
Hey, I was just sitting there tripping tonight because the fact is, I was hoping we could start talking about. I want the 49ers to be busy doing things they need to be doing right now, like getting ready, setting up for the combine, calling people up, making deals, so when they get to the combine, they can get the handshake going. The Raiders are throwing all up in the way. Talking about, man, y'all got to let us come and play, man, and Levi's. Don't tell people we can't play in Oracle, man. Come on, Niners. It's bad. And then also, the question is, should we be drafted for need, or should we be drafted for the best player in the draft? And finally, has AB tore his ass to the point now that he may be toxic and it may be impossible to sign him? I'm a little, man, how's all this shit happening? This is a bad sign to me. I don't want bad news before we even start the season now.
Nah, Raiders, me neither, Ronbo. I was watching that shit today early on First Take, and I don't know. It's odd it's coming out now.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
It is. Why didn't you talk about this earlier?
They said he threw a couch or an ottoman off
An ottoman
the
over the balcony. And that's for real. That ain't nobody made that up.
They said it wasn't nothing physical. They said all they were talking about was like in that situation he should have walked away, but
no, well, see, the thing was, he thought somebody robbed his house. He said $8,000. I don't know why anybody would have $80,000 up in your house to begin with, but he said somebody stole $80,000 out of his house and his $9 million, and he's mad as hell. He said he had the house cleaning people investigated, and there was no charges pressed. And meanwhile, AB is losing his mind. Stealing my shit, man. Y'all got to be at your where's my shit? And he's throwing stuff over the balcony and everything. Throwing vases over. I understand some of them things were expensive. Almost hit an old dude, and his child was there. I said, AB, man.
It's probably his circle, man. I think that's probably why he wants to come to San Fran. Like, I'm looking at it in hindsight, Ronbo. I'm looking at it as you think about it. Like, for the past month, he's been, like, since the season's been over, you know, flirting with Jerry, talking about 9 of this, 9 of that. Yeah. But I'm looking at it as Jerry Rice is a good role model. Who's not to say that was Antonio Brown idol growing up? See what I'm saying? And like now he's a free agent, so now he's probably just trying to reach out to good people. You know, and this is how I'm looking at it. I always look at it half the glass half full, so I got to look at it both ways. But on the other side, I'm just looking at it like, man, maybe he's really just trying to reach out to come be a part of something great and be around good people, good organization. Not to say Pittsburgh wasn't. He just probably burnt his course over there, but maybe he's just trying to come be around good people, you know? So that's how I look at it. So
I appreciate that too.
I'll give him a shot, man.
All of us do. We all appreciate that part. You know, because the thing is, I really wish that professional players would do their best to conduct themselves in a way that's going to keep them in a shining light. Don't do and draw attention to yourself that's going to make it difficult for your own organization, the next organization, some of the charities you're involved with, endorsements. Don't you think about that before you lose your damn mind? This is why I can't understand.
True.
What is it? There's a lot at stake.
Yeah, but I know they get that money and think they untouchable. Like they think they can make their own laws and pay for shit, but it don't work like that. Laws. You break it, you're gonna pay for it. That's just the way it is.
The condo that he's in, they're suing him $100,000 for the damages done to the condo. The furnishings were damaged. A couple of vases were broken. That ottoman hit the ground. They got photos of it online. AB lost it. He's got a real big temper. But we've seen it on display on the field.
Yo, I don't know. I can't even say if it's true or not, but I'm thinking about it. I bet you that was the day he came home from practice against when Ben. They sent him home when Ben called. They said Big Ben called him out on the field in practice and told him he ran the wrong route. And he said they got into it. They was like they got into it at practice, but then the reports came out as they didn't, but they said they did. Like a close source said that they did. And he probably went home and spazzed out. I bet you.
No, this happened.
I don't know that, but
this happened in January.
Together, man.
Demetrius, this happened in January. So if it would have happened in December, you'd have a serious. You should hire every law. I mean, bring Scotland Yard in. That I bet you'd be right too. I'll bet you the Steelers organization.
I bet you a lot of that shit stemmed from the Pittsburgh locker room. I bet you, and he's bringing that home.
It could still be them. They could still be messing with him because they know they can't. You can't tie it directly in January like you could in December. But how does everybody know where his shit is?
It's saying the Steelers who leaked out this information.
You know, in fact,
that's what ESPN is saying. I was like, this is crazy.
Because somebody who's been over his house,
man, that's crazy.
Because somebody who's been over his house knows where his money is kept. If he keeps $80,000 in his house, why I don't know. But if he does, somebody's probably been over to his house, may know about where to look. You know, they know where he keeps his gun, and
that's crazy.
And they know what's going to set him off.
I wish the best for him, man. I don't like to hear how people, you know, they beating him down. You don't beat a man when he's done. Nobody knows what really happened. They're all assuming and shit like that until the truth comes out. Until
And you know what?
Until then, like, I wish the best for the man. I hope.
I do too, Demetrius. You know, I'm starting to lean in the direction. You just got me going in another direction now because you know what? The lady came over there and said, Antonio, I need some money to cover that hair appointment. Antonio, and and maybe somebody put her up to that because she knows how to push his buttons. Who knows how to push your buttons more than the lady you've been with? So she comes over there and gets demanding and knows AB don't like it. He makes her stand outside because whatever problem with their relationship, he makes her stand outside. And he closes the door to go back and get the money. Meanwhile, she's hollering through the windows or whatever, and he comes back outside and tries to close the door after he asks her to probably knock it off. And then she stands at the door so he can't close the door. That would be perfect to make him go crazy. She knows he's going to act out. He pushes her out of the way. Yep. She dives to the pavement, hurts her hand. These are all possibilities. A good lawyer is going to come in and try to run that game anyway.
Yeah, nah, you already know. He got the money for a great lawyer. You know what I mean? Shit, but I just wish the best for the guy, man. But I wish he come to us. Like I said, I think really he reaching out to Jerry Rice. Probably, use him as a life coach tool or something. Just,
maybe, but in the meantime, he needs to use good sense.
I don't know.
I know. You know what? He needs to use good sense. Still and all, smell a rat.
You're right, Ronbo.
Smell a rat. If you think they're trying to get you going because they know your temper's that quick, don't fall for that. Stay calm.
You can't. How they say, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, man. Don't do it.
Demetrius, we got to go, though. Tell you what, man, I'll be back tomorrow to see what develops in this situation. All right. Have a great night,
Ronbo,
Demetrius.
Man. I appreciate it, bro. You have a good night, man. Thanks talking to you. You
too, fam. Appreciate you. Thanks. There's Demetrius. Yeah. Well, Demetrius, boy, he made me think on that. Boy, that really got me going now. This all could be orchestrated by the Pittsburgh Steelers, just trying to mess with AB. Because we don't know those people. They could be capable of anything. AB knows him. That's why he's trying to get the hell up out of there. And Sir Garcia, what's up, fam? Chris Scott, what's up? And Jamel Faye. Hey, Jamel, I ain't seen you in a while. He's just checking in. I can give 2 cents of them punks leaving their situation is really mucked up. And now they ain't got no home. It's funny, isn't it? I just wish they wouldn't bother us with it. I'd love to hear about them being somewhere else crying, but not us. Freddie Goon Mono! We need Pharrell. He could be. And Richard Pryor. Rich would say, I wouldn't share shit. Haven't they been using the baseball stadium? They should keep using it. And Rich, the city of Oakland is suing them. So Mark Davis said, all right, we just pull up our shit and leave right now. Y'all won't get another damn dime behind the Oakland Raiders. And see, after talking that kind of smack, now what do? You go bother everybody else. Perry Howard says, San Diego Raiders. You can play that little tiny stadium that they're playing in down there, the Chargers. So let's go see if our boy Bashar is awake yet. Bashar? Wait.
Ronbo! What is cracking?
Bashar, we were concerned with your being a little overtired there a little while ago, and
I was waiting a long time, Ronbo.
Sorry, Bashar. I didn't mean to make you wait so long. It made you pass out.
Oh man, I might have stayed awake had Big Show called in and started cussing you out for us not getting number one wide receivers like he always does. You know,
Big Show.
I'm tired of fucking losing, Ronbo. Damn it, Robbie Gold's our leading scorer, Ronbo. We need number one wide receivers, Ronbo. We need to trade our number 2 overall pick to get AB, Ronbo.
That's Bashar. You've been working on that. That's excellent.
I'm tired of kicking field goal.
Oh man, Big Show is serious, man. I think if like the Pope walked up to AB's door and AB, no, I'm not contributing anymore to you people, and punched him in the face, I think Big Show would still say, well, the Pope should watch where he goes and knocks on doors. That's all I got to say. Big Show is serious about there's no wrong. There is nothing that Antonio could do that Big Show would not stand up for him. So, I don't know about Big Show. I'm a little worried about him.
I thought I was talking to fucking Antonio Brown's lawyer when the news dropped. I was shit, man. We were all talking to him about what happened, and he was defending him every step of the way. Like, oh shit, dude, you trashing him even talking. It's all good. Whatever, man. If the 49ers really, really want Antonio Brown, we'll find out. Because if they end up getting him some way, somehow, they're not going to care. But I don't think we're getting them, but whatever.
And I haven't thought so from the gate. Because I thought that's a long shot. Let's see what happens. But let's see what happens. This just added to the length of the long shot, though, Bashar. This is kind of strange. I hope they find out the truth.
Switching gears really quick. Thanks for belting out that happy birthday tune.
Hey,
you sang a great happy birthday for me. I really appreciate it. Mahoney mentioned it, and then Somi mentioned it the day before. So that's two thanks for the birthday shout outs.
I messed up. I was supposed to be on time. But yeah, happy birthday, Bashar.
Thank you. And the Raiders. The Raiders are ass. The Raiders are ass. Right?
They're a pain in the neck. I mean, come on, Raiders. Take your problems somewhere else, man. Don't bother us, man. We're busy. God.
The Raiders are asked to the point that the new mayor of San Francisco, London Breed, that chick, is basically telling the media that she doesn't want the Raiders up in here. She's all they can play in Oakland.
We got enough troubles over here. We got the Warriors. That complex is going up. We got traffic conditions over there already. We got a housing setup going up over there, and the Raiders are not going to do nothing but add to the misery and the commuting and everything else. She's right, man. I know she's right. Don't bother us, Raiders. You're not worth the stress to begin with. So, damn. Call Fresno.
And you mentioned Mark Davis. Did you know Mark Davis with that lovely haircut of his?
Dumb and dumb.
He drives a solid 6 hours to get that haircut. He drives all the way to LA for that haircut.
Does he really?
Yeah. There's a whole article about it. Yeah.
I thought you were kidding me. He drives all the way to LA to get somebody. Somebody can mess his hair up like that in Oakland. He doesn't need to drive to LA for that stupid haircut. Damn.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
He needs to drive 6 hours. He needs to go to the gym. Damn.
I do think it's kind of funny, though, because I don't want the Niners to play. I don't want the Raiders to play in Levi, so to speak, but it is pretty funny how we use our territorial rights to tell them they can't play in AT&T Park, and then we're telling them, hey, well, you guys can be our little stepchilds over here. You can be our little bitch tenants in Levi.
Jed. Bashar, does Jed still owe Santa Clara money? Because Jed could kill two birds with one stone here. See, because Jed's going to keep him out of San Francisco because it's an embarrassment for the Raiders to say, yeah, we're playing in San Francisco, but aren't you guys supposed to be the San Francisco 49ers? So, if anything, Bashar, let us go play at Oracle and make them play in Levi Stadium, and they can come up with all kind of injuries and lose 3 and 4 games in a row. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, man, that place is cursed anyway.
Oh, yeah. And what's going on with so we got the draft coming up, free agency.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's a good idea should we be concerned about anything but the best pick at number 2? Because we already learned a lesson once. Maybe not. Yeah. Solomon Thomas may pan out at some point soon, but that's really high in the draft. Is Quinnen Williams, they say he's the safest pick in the draft next to Bosa. Josh may be he may be okay, but some people think he's not going to be an NFL. His effectiveness won't translate to the NFL. I don't know what to believe myself. So it's worrisome. But
Josh
real
Allen's
quick, what do you think?
One of the best pass rushers I've seen come out in maybe past 5 years or so. I think both is more of a technician, you could say. He knows how to use his leverage better than Allen at this point in time in his career. But Allen's got excellent explosive ability with that size off the edge. I don't think he can go wrong if you get any of those two guys.
Yeah.
I just wish we didn't have so many damn defensive linemen because honestly, I can care less about Quinnen Williams because we have so many D tackles.
I know, right?
Stacked with D tackles. It's just like it seems like we're going in circles if we end up getting that guy.
I know.
And I'll be honest, I haven't watched him. I only watched him in that bowl game, and Clemson was running the ball at will up the middle in that whole game, if you recall. So I just need to see what's so special about this guy. Yeah. Everybody's talking about him like he's, the greatest thing since sliced bread. But
yeah, I know, and that's disturbing and discomforting to even think about. But you're right, Clemson. Yeah. Anyway, tell you what I'm gonna do. Hey, Bashar, continue to have fun with that birthday, man. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. I'll be back again tomorrow. Okay.
All right, man. Niners all day, baby.
Yeah,
Let's
fam.
go.
All right, Bashar. See, so many good points. There's so much food for thought tonight. Are you confused yet, fam? See, I came in here thinking AB's a damn fool. I'm going to tell you the truth. Because if he did anything he was accused, then he screwed up big time. But maybe he didn't do it and stop jumping to conclusions. Then at the same time, who is the best draft pick? And should we be going after him or should we be going after need? I'm really confused about this because, like somebody else said earlier, I want a bona fide edge rusher that has demonstrated that he can do the job and he sustains pretty good on the field. He's not out half the season. There's so many questions, You don't want to make a mistake this year because we're supposed to be going places. Kiki Ward says, what up, not faithful, and the haters too. No, y'all in here. I know I see you about the chat. Damn the Raiders, let them play outside on the concrete. And don't let them use no pads. John McNair says Vegas has a population base. That's been dying for a sports team. Look how well the Knights are selling us. The hockey team is doing well. Hey, John, that's good information because I've been wondering if you're a Las Vegas resident, you've not had a team. Are you a Dodger fan? Are you a Giant fan? Are you a Yankee fan? What are you? Because you had to be a fan of some kind before the Raiders moved in. Do you stop being affiliated with that team you used to like and start liking the Raiders? This is the thing with me. Nathan P. says, I don't think Lynch would pass on a football guy like Bosa, who comes from a football family. Probably not. It's just thought because there's a lot of conversation going on, and I wonder what kind of conversation the 49ers are having between Mayhew and Peters. Well, these guys got a lot of experience in this area, and they know what they're doing normally. But they did allow Solomon. Solomon did fool a lot of people. But we got to wait and see on Solomon. It's the Hulkamaniac says, why can't they play at Oakland Athletics? Well, see, that's the thing. The A's and Raiders play in the same place. Up until the city of Oakland decided to sue them for leaving what Oakland says is illegal. Leroy Phillips Sr. says, Earl Thomas, forget it. He's going home to Texas, wants to play for the Cowboys. He's not worrying about no money like you think. Want to finish his career at home in front of family and friends. And I believe that too, Leroy. I really do. I don't know if Richard can talk him out of it. He really wants to go back to Dallas. Ralph Delso says, Ronbo, what do you think about us going after Randall Cobb and Clay Matthews? Both of them are still productive. Clay Matthews. Is Clay's time up? I don't know. Was he effective last year? Man, him and Fred. And Randall Cobb, I kind of think Randall Cobb would fit what Kyle likes to do, actually. I mentioned him earlier. Hey, Nighthawk!
What's up, Rambo?
Nighthawk, we tried to wake you up last night, man, and, I couldn't reach you. You probably heard it on the recording if you played back. And Bashar came in and did a number tonight. It reminded me of you.
I'm in the East Coast, and sometimes
yeah, it's pretty late, and I meant to get to you earlier. We sometimes we get hit hard by a lot of calls in first, and then there's Nighthawk. But Nighthawk, what's on your mind, man? The Oakland Raiders are starting to get on everybody's nerves out here. And then again,
you know what? I think they're stupid because if they're going to be the 49ers, they have to give up something.
Yeah. And what would they give up? Because they got all them first-round picks. Nighthawk, they can go home. The Raiders got 1 year left, I understand, on their lease. Al Davis is just mad because the Raiders are suing him because they say it's illegal for him to move to Vegas. And Davis says, excuse me? I'm Mark Davis. I'll do whatever the hell I want to. And as a matter of fact, we ain't playing here next season. Do something about it. And see, now he's running around begging people to let him in. He went over to the Giants first, and the Giants stepped up and said, yeah, come on in, which is really annoying. The Giants need to be talked to about that, too. But then, now Levi Stadium, they may be at Levi Stadium if indeed Jed York says, yeah, you guys, it's going to cost you, but sure, come on, and we'll share it with you. So it's becoming a real scary thing. I don't know where it's going. They need to go something. They got to make the NFL schedule soon, so they can't take too much longer on this. Man. But what are you thinking, Night Hawk?
Yeah, I'm thinking about this. I don't know, man, because I still like Goodman. I still want him to stay.
Goodwin? Yeah, I don't. Marquise is not going anywhere unless. And Antonio Brown, Will just brought up a thing. Steelers said, give us a third-round pick and Marquise Goodwin, and you can take AB right now. Now, if that's true, I think the 49ers might consider that. But at the same time, it's a little scary because AB's 31. Marquise is only about 26, 27, somewhere in there. So they might say, oh, can we give you another player? Can we give you Garcon? It's 31-31. And Eric Armstead.
Yeah, well, he can go because he's not doing shit.
I know, because Goodwin and AB on the field at the same time, that is a complete nightmare, and that's what I'd want. So, shoot. I don't know what's going to happen, Nighthawk.
Right now, I don't know because Oakland is acting stupid right now. I mean, they should have stayed with that.
Well, they said the city of Oakland didn't want to pony up any cash to help rebuild the new complex or something. I forgot what the whole story is. But Oakland's not a city that has a lot of extra revenue right now or for the last few years. So they didn't want to pony up any money. I think they were willing to make enhance and maybe renew some of the Coliseum, but they weren't willing to build a whole new complex like the Raiders are asking for. So Mark Davis got mad and says, fine, we're out of here. And so they moved to Vegas. So here they are causing us trouble. Who knew that all that they were happening over on the side of the bridge was going to all of a sudden start flowing over the bridge and into the 49ers' face? Now we have to deal with them. It's not like they're little brothers or little sisters. You can fix your own problems, Raiders. We're not here to babysit the Raiders. God.
Nope.
Annoying. Well. Anyway, Nighthawk, that's the situation. And Nighthawk, who do you want in the draft, man? I mean, think about it. Realistically, who do you want in the draft? Not, is it that I understand you like Josh Allen, Nick Bosa if he's not there, but is that the right thing for the 49ers to do? Should the 49ers draft for need, or should they draft the best player in the draft?
I think this should get the need, but best player too. Need and that. I mean, that's good.
Mm. They say that's probably Bosa. A lot of fans think that's not Bosa. They think it's Josh Allen. I think it's a subjective thing anyway. It depends on what you think is the best. Some people think Josh Allen's better than Bosa. Some people think the best player in the draft is probably going to be Joshua Allen anyway. So therefore, that question is answered immediately right there, if that be the case. But these measures are hard to come by unless you got a little bias. A lot of people like Josh Allen. Maybe because he wears a size 12 shoe. You know what I mean? It comes down to, what do you like about a player that's going to make him number one? That's why it's a hard question to answer anyway. So.
Yeah.
We'll see. Coming up soon. Yep. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm going to see you tomorrow, man, if you got any time, huh?
Okay. Nighthawk is out.
Yeah. You forgot to give me the holler, man. Okay, I love when you say that. Go ahead.
I'm out.
You got it. Nighthawk is out.
Nighthawk is out.
Yeah, man, I love this guy. All right, Nighthawk. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, man. And Kiki Warren says, yeah, they've played at Oakland A's Stadium in the past. Open that thing back up. I don't want that bad juju on our field. Amen. Ogie Niner says, from Oklahoma, OU watch Hollywood Brown play quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Antonio's cousin, right? And they say he is very good, too. And that the Steelers should consider drafting him in the first round to replace Antonio, since they insist on him leaving, and since he insists on leaving. Robert Gibby says Anthony Nelson is an edge guy from Iowa. All right. Is he any good? I haven't heard much about him. Taryn Morris says 49ers should look at Tyler Horton out of Boise State. They can probably pick him up in a late round. Dude's solid, always around the ball. There's a lot of guys get projected, could be picked. Good football players that could be projected in the third and fourth rounds. This draft gets better as you go down. And you know how good the 49ers are at picking up players late. George Kittle being the classic example. Taryn Morris says 49ers. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we just do that? Yeah. Jim Thurlkill says Bosa number one. Let's see. Number one, DK drops. Oh, yeah. Number one drops to us. Round 2. Think about it. Jim Bosa 1. And DK. Oh, are you talking about my boy? I just realized who DK. He's talking about Metcalf. Metcalf and others may be in the second round anyway, due to the fact that there's a lot of things that are priority. I understand offensive linemen are going to be the premium in this draft. Quarterbacks are going to be taking up more spots than anybody thought. There's going to be trade-ups. And, you know, a lot of guys are going to realize you don't need to trade up if you're in the third or fourth position. Like the Giants, they say they're going to let Eli Manning go one more year. They want to give him some things put around him. But, honestly, the Giants should stop it and go ahead and get a quarterback. Maybe they might. You just never know. Terry Moore says 49ers should look at Tyler Horton. No, we just did that. Joseph L. Bayberry says we need Greedy and that one wide receiver that Ronbo, DK Metcalf, and also the other 6'6" guy that actually could be a free agent. I don't know. I can't keep his name on my mind because I got DK on my mind so much I can't think of him. Barnett. Anyway, we'll get back to him later. Yeah, all right. Let's go to Steph. Hey, Steph.
Hey,
Steph, how you doing, man?
yeah, I'm doing all right. A little stressed out about AB, but I'm doing good.
I know, right? And if anything else, the Raiders are a source of a lot of stress too, with their needs that we shouldn't even have to be bothered with, Steph. This is none of our business. We should not have to be bothered with the Raiders and their situations. It's none of our business.
Yeah, it's kind of go bother the Rams or go bother the Chargers.
You know? What's that name of that little place that the Chargers play in? Yeah, Hakeem Butler's what I was trying to think of. What's the name of that little place that the Chargers play? It's Compact Stadium or something like that?
I never heard of it until the Chargers started.
Nobody ever heard of it. That's right. It's the funny thing about it. The Chargers left a fan base that really adored them and moved into that place just so they get into the L.A. market and move into that huge facility. But you know what, Steph, it's really funny. Both of them did well last year, and they're getting ready to move into that new stadium, which is exactly what the league wants. Look for a little more cheating to go on next year. Damn it.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be the cheating house right there. But anyway, I think the Raiders will get that scored. I don't think we'll have to worry about the Raiders too much. I think I don't think we'll let them anywhere near us. So I think that'll be all right.
I hope so. But you know, the thing is about the commissioner's not going to put up with this a lot longer. He's going to give ultimatums. The owners are going to vote. Steph, they've got to make the schedule out soon. They don't have time for the Raiders and the 49ers to argue. They're going to give ultimatums soon, and they're going to come up with demands. And it's going to become mandated at some point. You know, that's going to really worries me.
Yeah, it's going to be a little stressful, but I think we'll be all right. I don't want them anywhere near us, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. AB, I mean, that's another stress. I mean, I don't know how to feel about it when I read about the details. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's why, like I said last night, Ronbo. Why now? Like,
I know, right?
It's
it's
kind
just
of
too
kind of
weird.
mysterious, ain't it? Yeah. Why? How does
Hmm
this all happen now? So I
Like,
Coach pointed out yesterday
and
he thinks the
especially,
Steelers have something to do with it.
oh, I do too. Especially like a domestic violence case. Don't you think that girl would have, you know, let it out way sooner than now?
They said before she never wanted to place any affidavits or anything like that to claim it was a domestic dispute. Now
Hmm
all of a sudden, AB threw her to the ground. She suffered scrapes and bruises and hurt her hand. Is there a medical report to verify these things? I just
I hate. Ruben made me hate all of it.
I know. Same here. That's
So I
why
mean, if
it's
that's the case, even if there's even some type of evidence that proves that AB did have some type of altercation and it stands true, we're not getting AB.
I know.
Which I'm already telling myself it's not the end of the world. I mean, you got to look at the positives that come with not getting AB, and so it is what it is. So I'm not really hoping to get AB now. I'm just it's whatever.
No, I understand.
'Cause I know we'll be fine without him.
Yeah.
It's just he'll be the cherry on top of the
We'd probably be a little better team, but we're not. It's not like we're not gonna be able to play if we don't get him.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's just a little. Yeah, it's not really anything.
And you know
huge.
what, Steph? I would like to see if there's any monks that play football. I think I'd like to draft them, especially if I can find some wide receivers and linebackers that probably have to abstinence their life, and they have nothing to do with women. Just want you to play good, hard, solid football, because I know you're not going to get in any fights with any women or anything like that. No lady's going to say my baby's daddy needs to pay me my money or anything like that. Because I'm starting to wonder about these guys. They don't exercise any kind of judgment. They do stupid things, and it's always the stars, you know? None of our lower level players are doing anything wrong because they want to play football. The superstars think they can do anything they want. Damn it.
One thing good about our players, though, Ronbo, I've noticed, Buckner, Kittle, Goodwin, Armstead, Thomas, they all have
Stable
wives, so they're all settled down already. So that's good to see that we're kind of safe in that area of all that. But I mean, yeah, it ruins players big time.
Being singles, basically. That's why another thing. If you're not a monk, then get married. I know, guys. Hey, man, would you get married and you're not ready? No, but if you want to play for my team, I need for you to behave with the women. If I get a phone call in the middle of the night that you're down the station because you slapped some woman because of some stupid reason, you're off this team. Do I make myself clear? You gotta let these guys know I'm tired of you guys out here using poor judgment in these situations. I can't stand it anymore.
Yeah, it's just annoying. Because like we lost Ruben, and look, now we lost. Okay, Ronbo, if we had Ruben and Fred, do you think Fred would be in the middle and then Ruben on the outside, or vice versa? I think
it
Ruben
wouldn't matter,
would be on the outside.
You're
right.
Either one. Both you guys are talented. I got no worries with you guys back there patrolling the middle of the field. I'd just be so. I'd be so comfortable, Steph. We had a combination that was gonna make history.
I'd put Fred in the middle personally because he's longer, and I think he's a little smarter than Ruben on calling adjustments and all that. But Ruben was a little more twitchy.
Yes, that's what I was getting ready to say too.
So I think
Agreed.
He'd go perfect on the outside and react.
I'd change Ruben's name. He's got a new position name. I'm gonna throw him back. Ruben, you are my rover. You make the judgment call out there. Fred's gonna deal with the Sam, and he's gonna help out the front line.
Or they could
decide to do whatever you think needs to be done. You can flip flop, yeah.
Flip flop.
Yeah, depends on who we're playing. I guarantee.
That bugs me. So
all right.
For that reason, I'm a Bosa fan. But if John is concerned about who we're going to fill in the spot for Ruben, if they're really concerned and all that, then we take Josh Allen because I'm pretty sure Allen. If I drafted Allen, I'm not putting him at the edge. I'm putting him at the position that we would have had Ruben in. Think about it. I think Josh Allen could fit that position perfectly.
You're right. Because if it's athleticism, for sure. Still, I
if
can't
we
believe
draft him as a.
Go ahead.
All right, Ronald. I was like, if I wouldn't see us draft him as an edge because I mean, we already made that mistake with Solomon, trying to draft somebody.
But this guy's I think this guy's a little bigger, a little more talented than Solomon when it comes to coming off the edge. Solomon, by description, is not really an edge rusher. He was an interior lineman. They tried to get him to play that because they thought his athleticism would translate to being a good guy coming off the edge. 2-year experiment says it's not working. Stop it. So.
But since Josh Allen plays in a 3-4, it's kind of different, right?
Yeah.
So in a sense, he's
the
really an
the assignment's a little different. You still have to come from distance to get to the quarterback, though. Yeah.
Right.
Steph, we got to go, though. Let's discuss these free agents and drafts tomorrow again. All right?
All right, Ronbo. We'll see you tomorrow.
Man. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Steph. Yeah, we got some. Yosef El Bebe says we need Greedy in that one wide receiver that Ronbo mentioned yesterday, DK Metcalf. And also keep an eye on Keelan Doss. He's another guy I watched closely yesterday. Keelan Doss is a strong, big dude. He's got speed. And Akeem Butler, as I say, still there. And, Keel Harry. What kind of name is Keel Harry? Arizona State, another absolute stud. You know, so there's lots of receivers. You got to be careful which one you get, though. See, which one fits. I'm pretty sure Kyle knows which one's going to work for him too. Easy the Third said, "Remember about Michael Jackson from the U?" Yeah, I do. I remember you mentioned him yesterday. I haven't checked him out yet. Frank Mel says, check out this linebacker from Baylor, Johnston. Is his name Johnston or is his name Baylor Johnston? Anyway, I'll check them both. Alonzo Westbrook says, Niners Empire for life. Rumble Sports coming in an area near you. Hit that like button. Thanks, Alonzo. And it's Mark Lacilento. It says, we need Greedy. We had the lowest INTs ever in 2 last season. We have not drafted a corner in 14 seasons with the first-round pick. Tired of projects, go Niners. Yeah, Mark. But, we do need more INTs. But you know what? We had a lot of INTs. We led the league in INTs in 2014. Remember? The guys that are playing in secondary weren't all that. They went to other teams the following year behind the reputation they built because of that front line defense. That's got to be fixed first. That quarterback's got to be in a hurry to be forced into making some mistakes. You see, that's the one thing. That's got to be done first. It's A before B. The horse is out in front of that carriage. When that happens, then Richard Sherman starts to eat again. Even as much as bad as people think, do you know that Keller Witherspoon is probably the most gifted cornerback we've had in a long time? But he needs maturity and he needs frontline defense to not aid the running a wide receiver with more time in that secondary. Was that Manny? Is that Manny out of Arizona? Hey, Manny!
What's up, Ronbo?
Manny, we haven't talked to you in forever, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Ronbo, but I got a little issue with you, though, man.
Well, go ahead. A lot of people do. Go ahead.
Well, no, you said it's about the homeless Raiders. You said they can go play in Fresno. Ronbo, that's where I'm from. That's my hometown. They are not welcome there, man. By no means.
Yeah,
they're going to get that other eye patched up, Ronbo.
Manny, okay, I take that back. I know a few people from Fresno, actually. Let's send them to Modesto.
That'll work.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll work.
Modesto Raiders. And also Salvador Babrisca's had a good idea. Let's just go ahead and make them a traveling band.
Ronbo.
Yo.
Hey, this is Salvador, by the way. Hey,
I'm
from Fresno too.
Yes,
and personally, I want them in Fresno just so I could buy season tickets and make money off their fucking asses. Fuck the Raiders. They ain't make.
I've been listening, just so you know, man. I may not call in all the time because of work, but I be listening. I had to. When you said, we'll send them to Fresno, I'm like, oh, hell no. I got to call this guy.
You remind me of Sean with that. I'll be listening, bro. Mary, you know, here's the thing about the Raiders, though. The 49ers have other things to attend to. I don't want them using energy on trying to figure out how to help the Raiders. That just really bothers me to no end. And I really wish they would hurry up and settle this like yesterday. Don't let this carry on. We don't have time for this, you know?
Right,
so
right.
This is what's bugging me about the Raiders.
We don't need them. We don't need them pulling the Patriots Act and not doing the Spygate. You know.
Yeah, you know.
They don't even know what we're doing at home.
We don't play them this year anyway, but still.
Right. Yeah.
But they could sell. They could sell actually information to other teams, though. You never know. Because the Raiders ain't. They ain't above the. They can do anything.
Anything to get over us. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't trade with us, boy.
No. Fuck the Raiders, man. They ain't shit.
That's what we all say, you know. Hey, but what about the draft? You know, man, the questions are starting to fill up the box on what to do. Is it the best to take Josh? If you can't get Nick, should you take Quinnen? And have we got enough linemen in the interior? Some people think we got too many, but I'm thinking competition is the thing. You get the best you can get. If Quinnen can come in and beat everybody out, then you take Quinnen.
Yeah. I mean, I personally think you take the best player in the draft, which suits us and our need. But it all depends on what the fake-ass Cardinals do.
I tell you, man, if you hear anything, let us know. I really think the Cardinals are up to something, and I really think, do you know that the Kyler Murray's stock is rolling? You know, they say that boy can cut up a secondary like a surgeon. Now, I've not watched this kid, but I'm hearing about him. And if he's all they say he is of the last couple of weeks, I'm telling you, that new guy over in Arizona may pull exactly what I said, takes Kyler Murray in the first round and trades Josh Rosen for the highest bidder. He gets 2 first-round picks. He fortifies his draft, and they move forward. Ooh-wee.
Honestly, I don't think he's thinking that far ahead. He's just happy. He just won the lotto by having Fitzgerald re-sign for 1 more year.
I know, right? Larry did decide to sign 1 more year. Okay.
Yeah, he did. So they just won the lotto here with that signing. You know, that was their biggest thing.
See, now if they get Kyler Murray with Larry, I'm telling you, I smell a rat, man. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. First round pick, the Arizona Cardinals select. Everybody's waiting for Nick Bosa. Kyler Murray. What? Uh-oh. Second round pick. They pick up another pick or first round if somebody wants to go for it. Josh Rosen. Several teams would go for Rosen. Several.
Right.
I see it coming.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Josh Rosen, he's young. Put it that way. You know,
True.
He's still young. There's no way he can go yet. No one's seen what he can do, what he can't do.
But man,
he got lucky when he played against us.
every guy wants his own guy. Just about every manager wants his own guy.
Well, supposedly this coach they got up there, or over here,
Yeah.
you know, supposedly he's a quarterback guru as well.
Yeah.
So
he likes Rosen?
I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, me personally, I think there's only one guru, which is the guy we got.
I know. I agree.
You know what I mean? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
Somebody could form a quarterback. It's Kyle.
So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, listen. Antonio Brown is allegedly in a hole. Does he come out of this, Manny? Do we end up with Antonio Brown this year?
If we do, that'd be awesome. If we don't, it's okay. There's other possibilities out there. I mean, you know, Antonio Brown is badass. Don't get me wrong.
Everybody knows.
He's not gonna make or break.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mary,
you know, he's gonna work off of Kittle and McKinnon and all of those guys. So they're all gonna form him.
Dante Pettis.
You know, they're all gonna make him.
We got some. We got some guys, man. Hey, Manny, and how's the little guy? How old is he now? He's about 5 or 6, huh?
So it's the little girl.
Oh,
And
you have a
she's
daughter.
She's about, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and another one on the way, by the way. Yeah, and another one on the way.
Your daughter's name is
she's
Faith. I could have swore. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's her. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
say
she's
hi to
about
her
to
for
turn
us.
2.
All right.
Oh, I will, man. Now
All
let
right,
my
man.
son know that you said what's up, too.
All right. All right, fam.
All right, Ronbo. You guys have a good night, man.
You too.
All right. Bye.
All right. And Sean does say, I'm going to the top there. Kodak Sniper Garrick says, if Nick Bosa ain't there, we definitely got to take Greedy. Greedy's your guy, huh? All right. Okie Niner says 1 Greedy again, 2 O'Shane Jimenez, and 3 is M. Brown. M. Brown. Oh, but Marquise. Is that a wide receiver? Okay, I got to look these guys up. Oh, yes. Antonio's cousin. I keep forgetting these guys' names. Okay. Yeah, you know what? He's a little light. That's the only thing that confuses me about him. Can he stand the NFL? Of course, his cousin's light, too. He had daddy problems. Antonio was rare he went down with injury. So maybe Antonio's going to teach his cousin how to stay fit and ready for the NFL. Dave Laundrie says, with the hike in the salary cap next year, the Rams are predicted to have around $41 million in cap space. They do need to spend that to get most of their players back, but they won't be broke. Yeah, but you know what? $41 million. Didn't they pay? How much they paid Ndamukong Suh? Wasn't it about $15 million, $15 million at least? All right. Now you got Talib over there that's going to be required. He had a 1-year deal too. I thought he had more than a 1-year deal. Is he going to stay? You got to renew Patrick Peterson's he's a rookie's contract runs out. That money is as gone as can be within 3 potential players. That's it. Yeah, they will be broke if they renew all them contracts. They've got to dump somebody or some bodies is what they got to do. Alonzo Westbrook, Wes Walker had 5 years with AA, 120 catches. Knows the field and route well. Oh, yeah. He's Wes Walker. Shit. You know, it's funny about Wes. I looked up he might not be a candidate for the Hall of Fame, which is kind of interesting to me for a guy who set a record for that many 100 reception years. Somebody made a mistake. That can't be right. What I read can't be right. Walker's got to be a candidate for the Hall of Fame. Brian Colson, I think it's very strange the 49ers aren't in San Francisco. The Giants got a stadium. The Warriors now are building a stadium down the street. Yep. The Niners definitely got pushed out. I want the Niners to leave Santa Clara and move back to San Francisco. Levi Stadium is cursed. It doesn't feel right. Somebody told me it was about ordinances and a few other things, zoning laws and things like that made it difficult for the 49ers to actually build within the San Francisco city limits. But then that didn't make sense to me either because, Candlestick Park was all of a sudden declared a zone infraction? I don't get it. Jed, just take that place down and play somewhere temporarily and come on back. Stanford would have allowed you in. And in fact, I understand that Stanford did offer. So you play there for the amount of time it takes to resurrect that new place out at Candlestick. Put a roof over it if everybody's complaining about the weather. You know, myself, I like that salty, cold, windy air. But if it's a problem in the modern day, put a dome over it and let's go back to where we belong. Hey, go ahead, Sheik.
Ronbo! I'm not snoring.
Hey, Sheik. Well, you know, we're contemplating the current issues, of course, which are them nasty, smelly, funky, no deodorant strong enough to work Raiders. And then, is it about the best player in the draft or do we address need? And then, of course, you know about our famous guy over in the Florida area that has a problem with somebody filing a suit against him and also saying that he pushed him.
Well,
Scary.
Ronbo, like, let's talk about those trash ass Raiders. Whoever has their hats and their team, they love that team. Like, how it's so sad. I feel bad for their fan base at the same time, but screw them at the same time. The San Diego Chargers, when they moved, and the Rams as well, they had a plan of going to LA or get ready for a new stadium, or at the StubHub, for example. They had that
StubHub, that's the
for
name
the
of
time. That's why I hate the Raiders. This is another reason. They don't plan their crap. They kind of use our stadium or the Giants, the San Francisco Giants park. Like, no, you're not going to come here and have free pay. You're not going to pay us in our territory. We're not going to waive it. You're going to pay us or get out. And I don't want them to come here because honestly, Ronbo, if they come to Levi's, if the NFL rules and makes a vote, I'll be pissed off. York should be pissed off because there's a possible chance that might happen. If they get 24 votes, then they were going to come into Levi's. And it's going to suck. And I hope the Yorks understand that they're going to be disrespecting our stadium. There's going to be a lot more fights. Those fans are not going to care about our stadium. They know where they're at.
Yeah,
and
right. It's a rental. Why would they take care of a rental? It's not their house. Good point, Sheik.
Yeah. So the thing is, I hope that whoever is with us understand, because if they're in their situation, whoever's going to have the owners, if they vote, they better be in the right point of understanding if they're in that same situation of their rivals. You cannot allow that to happen. And knowing that we had fights many times, that's why we haven't played for a while in the season, other than this season that passed, we haven't played it for a reason. So we cannot have these garbage-ass Raiders come into our stadium and play, or even go to UNLV, go play over there, go to freaking San Diego, go to London. Nobody wants you
That's
here.
been suggested. Hey, but Sheik, you know what? Why does the league stand behind Oakland? The Raiders are in breach of a lease. All right, they're supposed to stay there until next year. The reason they don't have a contingent plan is because they're welching on an agreement. They were supposed to stay there until 2020. And here they are.
Oh, well, we're pissed off. You guys are going to sue us, talking about it's illegal for us to move to Vegas. Well, we're going to tell you what, we're not going to stay here another minute. And because they'll want to do something. Listen, Mark, you're not going to just up and break that lease. You either go back there or you're going to play in the streets. All right? That's the bottom line. Everybody agrees. Every owner here has already voted. That's it. Make him go back to Oakland. Exactly. Make him. So that's the only choice you got.
Exactly. Play by the rules.
Yeah.
Play by the rules.
Because it sets a new precedent. That means we could break our lease and we could move to wherever we want to anytime we want to, too. I mean, every team in the NFL can break their lease and move to anywhere they want to. If Davis is allowed to do this, why not? And use him for an example in the future if we want to. Damn it.
Oh, man. That's why the Raiders are the Raiders. And it's the people that I feel bad for those fans, but at the same time, it's just ridiculous. Like, how can you be a fan and support that owner? That's why our owner is not, he's good, but he's not great, I hope. He's more business mind than a team mind.
Well, he's a nerd. I mean, that's just a nerd. That's why he's got Parag doing all his thinking.
Exactly. That's why I'm happy, Ronbo. Like, we have John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, and all the guys the coaching that he's bringing in, and all the executives and assistant general managers that we got. We have a plan. Now
by the right people. Exactly.
Just surround them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You cannot have a guy 10-year plan coach and have percentage of a team trading away your best player, trading away your receiver, and having that. Yeah, and you go get Matt. Was it Maiocco? And I love watching him on NFL Network. I'm pissed.
I know.
When they took that away from me, I was like, that was the reason why I loved watching the draft, because now I have to go back to the ESPN and watch Mel Kiper This is dummy.
Mel.
Oh, I'm not gonna go over there. I can't do it. And you take on Maiocco as well. That's why I hate the Raiders.
You know what? Daniel Jeremiah. I hope not Bucky Brooks. I'm sick of Bucky. Daniel Jeremiah is probably going to take over that role, or somebody, one of the younger guys probably. So we might be okay.
Exactly. Yeah, we might be okay, but that's why I hate the Raiders. They take away a lot of things, but it's okay, Ronbo. The 49ers, the 49er way, we definitely built from the draft. We make the right decisions, and we got the money, we got everything. Other than the right Lambs have no money, have overspending of guys, tied with the world's worst ever tied 3 points. Enjoy with that Super Bowl seat.
3 points, man. The worst Super Bowl in Super Bowl history they were involved in. It just makes sense.
Yeah. But
well,
let me also say this about AB real fast, if you don't mind me saying this.
Right.
I think he's not proven guilty until I know there's some things going on right now.
Yeah.
But until he's proven guilty, but he feels like he's a 49er right now. But we'll see. We have to give it time, but it is a problem. But we have time. That's why we have to combine, look at these prospects and free agency. So I think they're all ready to figure out what we're doing, Ronbo. But anyways, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Night Owl Fan Club. Shout out to Bashar. I'm glad you got on the call today. We miss you, fam. And Ronbo, faithful, hit that like for Ronbo Sports, sub, share, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
He's expanded.
He's everywhere.
He's expanded his promotion. Thanks, Sheik. Love
We're
you, man.
in Empire, baby.
I'll look for you tomorrow.
Take that like.
Oh, God. And then there's Quest for 6, which is Devin White, number 1, Mac Wilson, number 2, Devin Bush, best linebackers in the draft. It's the second time somebody made Mac Wilson today. And I heard something on Bleacher Report about Mac Wilson. They say you could probably pick him up in about the 3rd round. Ooh, who else did we pick up in the 3rd round recently? 3rd round might be the charm. And Marvel DC Stinger says, with the signing of Wes Welker, Trent Taylor is going to be a beast. I got a feeling that's true. Bringing it back, I don't know why Las Vegas hasn't been proposed. It would make sense since they're going to end up their next year. And why doesn't Vegas get on the phone and help this out? Stop, just sit back watching. Raiders, you're not our problem just yet, all right? Hopefully you guys can work that out, and we'll have this done for you shortly. Ian Sharp says, Hecker would be nice, or the punter from the Hawks. Hey, it seems like people are talking about the kicker from the Hawks as well, Ian. Niners Sigler says, let's get Brown, but not AB, but A.J. Brown. Niners Sigler says, hey, the AB situation is a plot for us to get him for less. Way to go, Lynch. Could be. I just wish they would have done it a different way. Maybe AB could urinate on the facility, something. This way is kind of a risk. And Coach says, so Jed York caved to the NFL and is sharing Levi's with the Raiders. But that's not confirmed yet. He says we have to have their colors in our stadium. See, that's what I keep saying. Are they going to change the decor? And if they don't, are Raider fans going to go around defacing 49ers decorum while they're in there? Because you know they ain't no good. They would. I can see them now. Spray paint and everything else on everything we got in there. Because the security can't keep an eye on everybody. It's just really not a good situation. Salvador. And you know what? We're not moving Dwight Clark's statue from anywhere in the stadium either. So if the Raiders are moving in, if they touch, I want an armed guard right near anything in the stadium that cannot be touched. It's Salvador. Everybody's doing this now. Salvador's not asleep. I guess he kicked himself awake.
How you feeling, Ronbo? How you
Oh,
Sal, it's pretty funny how Bashar he passed out on the.
I know he was for real, man. I thought he was
that
playing.
was funny. Yeah, that's funny. That's pretty funny.
Well, Sal, you know what's
How you
going on
doing
tonight,
tonight,
man.
Ronbo?
Jump on in there wherever you want to, man. I'm listening. We're listening.
Man, the Raiders get my blood pressure so high, Ronbo. It's crazy. It's crazy. The audacity they have to, prance around the NFL, prance around the Bay Area, asking for invitations to go come play. They're running away from their problems in Oakland. That's and then Jed York, he's over here he's welcoming them with like open arms, and it's kind of like a slap in the face to the fans in a way. And
yeah.
I really hope
the Giants made that deal. Nobody told them they could do that. God.
Well, I mean, I really don't have my heart to the Giants like that, even though I do kind of like, them a little bit. But, I mean, I really don't know that much about their ownership or whoever's leading them over there. But, I mean, they have their reasons to say yes or no.
Oh.
So that's on them. But, where we stepped in, I really liked it, what we did,
territorial rights.
Territorial rights.
Yes.
And then, I mean, listen, if the NFL, what is it called? They bypass, overrule, the Niners or whatever. That's really BS right there, and that's gonna have a lot of negative backlash from not only our fan base but other fan bases that don't even like the Raiders, and and because this is one thing, because who said it? Sheik. He said it's a rental, so they're not going to care about Levi Stadium
at all.
And those fans, they did not contribute like a single penny to build that stadium, and we're letting them. I don't even know how much they're going to have to pay, or if they have to pay anything to play there. They're probably playing there for free.
No. They got to pay something. They got to help pay the rent. They
well,
cannot.
nothing. Yeah, like Jed York, he's like a smart little asshole in the background, because he's probably gonna get. You keep saying that Santa Clara is after him for money, so he's probably gonna get his bill. He's probably gonna get his bill paid for, and that's bullshit. Because if that happens, if they pay a good amount of money, that better reflect on us. We better see lower ticket prices. We better see, better shit going on for the fans. You know what I'm saying?
And stop charging people $100 in that parking lot too. Yeah, agree.
Yeah, it's bullshit. You're gonna let the Raiders fucking come in here and play for 8 games. Terrorize our fucking field. That too. If you're gonna let them play, better fucking upgrade the field before they fucking set foot on that field.
Oh,
that field is fucking horrendous, Ronbo. It's horrendous.
Because they use it for everything.
Mid-fucking November.
I know.
It's fucking torn to pieces. And then imagine when the Raiders get in there, there's going to be games every Sunday on it. We're not going to be playing on the same Sunday, but every other Sunday there's going to be a football game on that field, and it's going to fucking chew that shit up.
Sal, it gets worse because they use that venue for a lot of things. I saw a picture of them having road races in there and everything else. So that means that field is going to get torn up Monday through Sunday every week.
I mean, damn, Ronbo, we can't get no good news for fucking being a 49er fan, because if it's not the Raiders fucking up my mood, it's the Antonio Brown situation.
Oh.
And
wait, Sal. One more question though. One more question about the stadium.
Yeah.
You know how the Raiders are giving out like tickets for like $5 and $10. Is Jed gonna allow them to charge those nice, cute little prices?
No. No. They are charging Levi Stadium prices. Okay, your sucky ass Raiders they're gonna be paying $100 to sit at the fucking nosebleed seats to watch your Raiders get spanked on Sunday. Okay.
Yeah.
They're not charging no fucking Oakland prices up here in Santa Clara. Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
It's high class over here. It smells better.
That's right. I forgot about the Raiders. Was like, you just bring in a couple of food stamps, you can get a ticket and watch the Raider game. I forgot about that.
You see, Ronbo, that's what I said. Me living in Fresno, we don't have shit over here but Fresno State football and some local teams. But if the Raiders came in here, that's good for our market, shows our local market, because it will bring a buzz to Fresno and whatever, yada yada. But I want to buy that. I want them to play, at Bulldog Stadium. So I can buy, season passes. There's a shitload of Raider fans. I know who to sell it to. And guess what? I'm gonna be making my money back and that off the fucking Raiders. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my view on it.
I can already see you standing over the corner. I can see that must be Sal. Yeah. Look at him. Sal's taking bets, and the Raider fans are falling for it. Sal's collecting at the end of the game. So, my money, boy. Oh God.
Man.
What was it? You was gonna say something about it. Was you gonna say something about AB?
Yeah, just AB. Damn, it rubs me the wrong way. When the domestic violence gets put onto players, and I know you can't really jump to the conclusions because nothing has been brought up in court or to a police report, to my knowledge. But that's some scary shit that people are saying that he's talking shit and he's going crazy, and I wouldn't want that anything like that, like a player to be tied to my organization again. I want blue chip. I want blue chip. Ready to work. I want Jerry Rice type players. Fucking Hall of Famers. Enough with that bullshit. Even though I love him on the field, I want everything to do with him on the field. That player, that's what I want. But damn, he's always in the media. He's always and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just who he is, Ronbo. You can't really change that about the guy.
No, I know.
If he's bringing if he's gonna bring negativity with him, then damn, it's not worth it to me.
Oh, God.
But prove me wrong, Antonio Brown. You know what I'm saying? Prove me wrong. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I wish
I want to be proved wrong.
Yeah. Sal, I'm gonna tell you what, man. Let's see what happens. Since this news is gonna continue to roll, let's see what happens when we wake up tomorrow.
Oh, it will.
And I will
all
see
right,
you tomorrow.
Hey.
All right, Phil.
See you tomorrow, Ronbo. Day 4. You know what I'm saying?
I know, right? I haven't stopped since I just realized. Good night, Sal.
Keep going.
Thanks,
all right,
man.
good night, Ronbo. Take care.
Good night. And here's the thing. If you're a lawyer and you go into court, they have all these examples. If the lady says he pushed her down, the lawyer just shows, Your Honor, you want to look at the screen? Okay, that's Antonio Brown. During the course of the game, he's a very emotional athlete. That's him throwing the cooler across the onto the ground. Then we got another shot here. He's actually throwing a ball at the quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. Okay. So, Your Honor, also, I want you to look at this exhibit here. This is his house after allegedly he was robbed, and also his weapon was taken from his house. You see, if you're a jury or a judge and you're looking at these displays of anger, you're gonna say, Antonio, the lady says, we don't have any witnesses. I want you to take an anger management class for 6 months, and then we'll think about reducing whatever the punishment is, Because, Antonio's got to get a grip. Because John Lynch has got to be freaking out. He wants him, but he's scared. I guarantee you he is. San Francisco says, did they think about us when they let Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack leave Cali? He said, I think not. So we won't think about them when they leave Cali. He stopped thinking about them anyway. All they need to be is cross the bridge. Ain't nobody think about the Raiders. We think about them, but it ain't nothing nice. I'm typing like I live there. But you're feeling it right. That's the Raiders, man. Coach says, I heard AB's lawyer did make a statement saying it was not a true story. He just cried it completely. I heard that immediately, too. But did Ruben's lawyer say something similar? Coach goes on to say, how can they let them put their colors on our field? See, that's the thing. Are they going to do that? They're going to jinx us. Now we're going to have to overcome that distraction all year. Because I can see them defacing 49ers property, Because they're not going to have any respect for us. They don't care. And come in and I can see him doing weird things to. And I said, Dwight's statue does not move from where it is just because Raiders are playing there that night. See, there's a lot of problems with this. Maylene Litt says Raiders could play flag football during our halftime shows. Oh, God, yes. And, it's AB's lawyer. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. A show, Bashar and I have decided you are counsel for AB. What is your case tonight?
Mama, let me ask you this question really quick.
Yes.
Who on this show would you want in the courtroom to defend AB?
It'd be you, of course.
And with that said, Your Honor, my client Antonio Brown has had no previous history of domestic violence issues or any sort of behavioral issues towards women. And my client is
solid point.
Innocent of these charges. The only thing he is guilty of is being a little bit of a diva, which he has every right to be because he is soon to be in the Hall of Fame. He has set numerous NFL records that is unheard of these days. He's got 2 children he's got to think about, and he's been in the league long enough to know how to tread the water in the NFL.
I see, counsel, that your case is very well prepared. I do wonder, though, since he does know how to deal with children, why didn't he have that money waiting for the mom as soon as they walked up?
Well, Your Honor, my client is an extremely busy athlete and is high profile and has a strict schedule he's got to follow. And he's probably forgotten about,
the little girl's
which we
hair
all
appointment
do,
on
we're
that day.
human. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, these women these days are not to be trusted. They cannot be trusted around men with money, especially my client Antonio Brown, because that's all they're after is money and their 15 minutes.
You
we
don't
haven't
think
even dug into our
there was any
client's.
attraction other than that?
Basically, yeah.
And Antonio's
but
sitting
anyways,
there as you speak into it. What?
Ronbo, I want you to do me a favor really quick.
Go
Take off that hat of yours and those headphones of yours and slap the back of your head because the Arizona Cardinals are not taking a quarterback with their first overall pick. Kyler Murray is not.
I gotta go through all that to stop myself.
You gotta wash your mouth and you gotta wash your mouth off with soap too because Kyler Murray is not a pocket passer.
Oh,
He's
but
not
Kyler
an
Murray is
accurate
a
pocket
dangerous passer. I listened to that before. I saw him in action. I didn't know who he was. He is dangerous.
That only works in college. It doesn't work in the NFL.
He doesn't
you gotta
let
remember
plays
that.
die, and he's
Pure
accurate. He's
pocket
better.
Passers,
He's better than
pure
Lamar Jackson.
Pocket passers work. He's similar to Lamar Jackson.
I think he's a little better. He's more accurate for sure.
Equivalent
he seems
to
to
Lamar
read
Jackson.
defenses better.
And he is a lot tinier than Lamar Jackson, too. You've got to remember that. That size is going to scare a lot of people off. 5'8" quarterbacks don't last
Russell
longer.
Wilson,
Don't
there's a
last
short
longer.
guy.
Russell Wilson, he's a different breed, Ronbo. He is very rare to find.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
if that deal goes down, I can't wait. I'm going to be immediately over to your Twitter. I thought he was too small, and I thought the Cardinals were out of the question.
He's not.
And Rosen is now playing for the Giants.
They took a quarterback last year, and they're not giving up on him after 1 year. That is not heard of.
So, what did Kyle do when he first got to San Francisco? The first thing he wanted to do was go get his own quarterback. It's not unusual.
Brian Hoyer, but he's been in the league longer, though. You got to remember that.
True.
So
he could pick up a second.
He wanted somebody who knew. He wanted somebody who knew his system, and Brian Hoyer did. And
this is a college quarterback. I mean, college manager now. He's liable to do something really highly irregular. I'm telling you, get ready, man. Kyler Murray could be in the red.
Well, he's still got baseball in his mind too. So there's that report out there that he's still considering that as well. So Yeah.
And the A's are
But
really,
anyways,
yeah. Go ahead.
Robo, as far as the Raiders go, we don't need any trash on our field.
I
We like to
agree.
keep our stadium neat and clean, and we are known as the classier side of the Bay with classier fans. And the one thing about Raiders fans is that half of them are either ex-cons or currently locked up, rooting for their team in a prison cell. And do we honestly want those type of? I'm not one to judge, but do we really want that around our stadium? I don't think so, and that's gonna.
Do you
That's
know, I
going to
understand.
tarnish our reputation. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, no,
I
but
don't think
they won't be able to blame us.
Sorry,
It's to our tenants, you know.
Yeah. But as far as Mark Davis goes, Ronbo, he is one of the poorest NFL owners in the league right now. How is he gonna afford to pay rent to us? With all the money that they owe and all the money issues that they're having right now, that's why they had to let the majority of their players go, because they have no financial structure in place. Like, you know what I mean? They're not financially sound, is what the right word to use is.
Well,
you know what I mean?
eviction notices will be ready to be handed out immediately. If he doesn't want to pay his rent, he can be asked to leave, and Goodell will have nothing to say about that either. So.
Yeah, and there's also plenty of stadiums in Nevada too they could use. There's the UNLV stadium they can use, and I forget there's some other stadium in, like some junior college stadium or something like that. That's a decent size they can always use. You know what I mean? Because they're getting ready to move over there anyway, so it'll make more sense for them to just go to Nevada right now.
The league wants it still to be convenient for those same people to be able to come and watch the Raiders for one more year. And you and I agree. I don't care about those people. I just don't want them bothering the 49ers. That's the thing, you know? God, shouldn't have to be bothered with that.
But yeah, and as far as the draft goes, Ronbo, you said it before. I think we're definitely trading down because we need more bodies in camp. I'm tired of these injuries, and that's been our Achilles heel every season is injuries.
True.
And that's what killed our season. That's what killed our season.
For the last
and what happens if
years.
we do end up drafting Nick Bosa and he does go down in training camp, because he is notorious for injury issues. You know what I mean? That's a huge risk for taking him at number 2, and he's not going to be there at number 2. We need to stop with that pipe dream to begin with. He's mocked to be going number 1.
Mocked even.
In every single draft.
I mean,
you know what? If Arizona's not going to stay at 1.
We weren't mocked to get McGlinchey last year either, though. So you got to be careful with the mocks.
No.
So.
And of course. And as far as drafting needs go, we never draft for needs, Ronbo. Look at last year.
Oh.
I said we never draft for needs.
We did
Look at
draft
last
for
year.
needs
You know
last
what I mean?
year. No, that was McGlinchey was definitely a need. I mean, you and I both agree that Trent Brown didn't need to be dashed to bits and thrown into Patriotville, but he's glad he did. But you know, he still wouldn't behave. But do you know that the Patriots had, I think, the top 5 or 10, both in run and pass protection? Trent was on a team that had one of the top run blocking teams. I want to bring him back to San Francisco. If he knows now, maybe he grew up a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wonder if he lost any weight when he was over in New England, though. If that's the only thing that concerns me.
Look at the last game. He looks a little slim.
He filled in nicely when Nate Solder left. I'm actually really impressed with that, because Nate Solder was their best tackle.
It's true.
You know what I mean? He was equivalent to Joe Thomas in Cleveland. Nate Solder.
So we got to go. I tell you what, I'll be back tomorrow. I can't get enough of this stuff this week.
For sure.
So
I'll
be looking for you.
Antonio Brown's coming. Don't worry, y'all. He'll come out of this innocent. So I'm defending my man until the day I die. So he's innocent until proven guilty. I will defend I don't care what anybody says. You do not pass up a player like that, and that top 3 player in the league, right? Like that. I'm
just
sorry,
want to see
but
this
you
attitude next time we hear about this. Don't be jumping under the
side.
side.
He's had no history of violence or any kind of behavior issues with Ronbo, bro. You forget I work in this area, and so he's fine.
Man.
He's no Reuben Foster. So
all
right,
guys,
have a good night.
You too. I don't know what to tell you. It's show. You know, he likes this player. I mean, even if he kicks puppies and tries to run over grandmothers trying to cross the street, Show would still say that's all right. He's a good wide receiver. Roger Villaneda says, "What's up, Roger?" And Shaw says Quinnen gave up in the championship game. Yeah, Quinnen wasn't all that in that game, was he? I think he had 2 or 3 plays that you could put on a highlight reel, but that was it. And Coach goes on to say that's because most fans only watch highlights and think a player is great. I watch the entire game film. I see bad and good, then make the determination. Also, compare expert opinions and I'm not sure what that word is, Coach. Opinions and okay. But anyway, Coach says, you gather all your information and do all your homework on players before you make a final decision on them. Joseph L. Baby says, yes, edge rusher first and foremost. I do, boy, I tell you. Coach goes on to say, no, don't want a defensive tackle. We need edge. I think the Cards are going to trade out with someone who either wants a quarterback or Bosa. Would anybody trade up for Bosa, though? When's the last time somebody traded up for a lineman? Yeah. Hey, Joey Mahoney, yeah. Dum-de-doo-ah, ooh, Joey Mahoney. Hey, Joey, where's that kitty? Where's it get that kitty on display? My namesake. Joe! Everybody's getting their sleep tonight. Wait till it wakes up. Oh, hey, Joy, you should also put your dreams, that little bubble over your head, put that in HD so we can get a clear view of what you're dreaming. Oh,
my man! With banana flame.
And suddenly he woke up.
And no, I was not snoring. I scared my cat, Ronbo.
Joey, I'm telling you, man, are you hanging out with that kitty?
Yeah, I just scared him.
See?
He hid under the bed.
Oh, no. Come on, Ronbo. It's okay. Kitties always think they got away when they do that. Hey, but Joey, the Raiders, the best player in the draft, and Jesus Christ, AB, could you please stay out of trouble? It's all there. Yeah. But Big Show says AB didn't do it. And I
said the same thing about Reuben Foster, but how'd that work out for us?
And Big Show wouldn't back us up on that. He said
no.
Yeah, he wouldn't back us up. He said Reuben was guilty, is not but he does say that AB's he's no history of this. There's no fingerprints down at the precinct with Reuben Foster's records on it, or fingerprints. So he's innocent of that. And the Raiders, man, I wish somebody would do something with the Raiders.
Who's that?
Yeah, I know,
Who's
right?
That?
Who are they, right?
Who's that? Right? Who's that?
They're an annoyance. They keep begging us for help. We don't want to help them.
It's like a fly that just won't leave you alone. You just keep swatting it, but it doesn't go away.
And every time you relax, missed him. They always get away. So it's just the same thing. God.
You know what I do? You know what I do is I go to the Dollar Tree and I buy one of them fly swatters. I never miss it.
Because you don't want to hurt the environment by spraying anything, and it feels better to knock the bejesus out of a fly anyway.
Yeah.
But, it's an ongoing drama. I don't want to wake up tomorrow and it's not resolved. I want the 49ers to start working on 49ers stuff. We're not, this isn't our business. They should stay in Oakland anyway. They're the ones who want to break their lease. They got another year on that lease. And just because the Raiders Oakland has pissed them off, be a man, Mark. Stick with your obligation. Be bigger than the situation that you're in. Finish your lease and move to Vegas.
Yeah.
Man.
That was Mark Davis. Well. Right. Anyways. So,
what was it that you said on Instagram today? You said something about Antonio Brown. I can't remember what you said. That Antonio Brown pushed the girl with two hands.
According to the report, he shoved her to the ground and she sustained some scrapes and hurt the wrist and everything. You know, first they said it was just a domestic dispute, and now further investigation shows that it was indeed domestic violence. So I said, Antonio, we don't have time for this no more, man. What did you do? Yeah. Or, Joey, I have a thing. If you guys are not going to marry these girls, if you're gonna have several women on, if you're gonna piss them off, you're running a risk right there. So either move away, don't tell them where you live or something. But for God's sakes, can you stay out of this kind of trouble? Because you're partially responsible, if not all the way responsible.
One thing is, he goes 10 years, his whole career with nothing, and then now all of a sudden, Antonio Brown's rumored to us, and then within a couple weeks of being rumored to us, he gets going in a dispute like this, and now they're saying domestic violence.
And that is suspicious. Know, man. I agree. It is suspicious.
That's suspicious. I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy, though.
And he also brought up the destruction of his condo in Miami all of a sudden. And why'd you guys bring that up now? I don't get it. What? Is that to point to the fact that he's a violent guy? So since he might have these tendencies, probably what they're saying about him throwing that young lady to the dirt was probably true.
Yeah.
And then if that's
true, was that what you were talking about? That someone was trying to sue him or something? I heard you.
Yeah. Oh, the condo people. The condo people are going to sue him for the damages sustained in that condo for throwing furniture over the balcony and breaking the vases. They're probably expensive, 19th century type of thing, and also maybe even 18th, and also. There's another factor. There's another lawsuit. Oh, the person downstairs that he almost hit with the debris he was throwing over the balcony edge nearly hit a toddler and the kid's grandfather. So they're suing for that kind of stress because it must have scared the bejesus out of him. So Antonio's he's surrounded by a lot of madness, So he should be angry, actually.
Do you? I mean. I'm not trying to say that he didn't do it, but could you see in any way that maybe somebody else did it, knowing that was Antonio Brown's apartment or place that he was living at, like trying to frame him?
Well,
could you
he
see
didn't
any
deny
possibility of that?
He didn't deny it though. He said somebody robbed his house and took his millimeter, his 9mm, and he was a little upset when he called the police and asked them to investigate his the people who take care of his house. And apparently he reacted to the fact that they said, well, you know what, we're not filing any charges until we come up with something concrete, I guess. And he lost it. I don't know if there's any witnesses that seen a small man throwing an ottoman over the balcony ledge. That was the case, Oh, man, Antonio.
Ottoman.
It just
That's
looks
crazy.
bad. And they're going to say,
What's
it's not
Ottoman
above
again?
him.
I've heard of that. I'm not too familiar with what that is. I'm sure I know what it is if I've seen it, but
Yeah, that's the story on that. And remember, this is the same guy that threw a ball at Ben Roethlisberger's head. He just missed him, is all. Antonio's a violent guy. I got to believe that's true. Right. He gets pissed. He gets really pissed.
But what's an ottoman? An ottoman? Is that something tall? I mean, I don't know what an ottoman is. I've heard of it.
It's a smaller version of a sofa.
Oh, okay.
See, but like I said yesterday, I can't imagine him being strong enough to lift a sofa up and over a balcony. But he is a professional athlete.
Yeah.
But Joy, since we ran out of time, so we're going to see you tomorrow, and maybe something develops with our boy.
One more thing though about the Raiders playing. You know what? They don't need to be playing in no stadium. You know where they need to be playing? Is in my dumpster out back behind my apartment complex. That's where they need to play, and shut the damn lid so no one can see them.
Agreed. All right,
Whole
Joey.
dog out.
I'm getting pressure, so we're going to let you go. And we'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? Joey? Okay. Go ahead, Hank.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Hank, as you know, man, we got the Raiders. We got who's the best pick in the draft. And, of course, there's that guy out in Miami that plays for the Steelers. He's in all kinds of trouble. So there you are.
Yeah, my take on this whole Raiders thing is I agree with one of the other previous callers. These assholes are going to trash our stadium like nothing.
Yeah, because it doesn't.
If
why
they have
doesn't matter
games
to
here.
them. Yeah.
And I just don't see any positives coming out of that situation. I saw the mayor of San Fran, I believe, came out and even said she doesn't want the Raiders playing out here. And I mean, I just don't see how that would ever end up in a positive way. And what if we have games at the same time? Like, how is that going to work out?
Well, I know they're going to schedule that so that doesn't happen. But the thing is, they're waiting for the Raiders to make the schedule out to see what's going to happen here. Are they going to play in Oracle? I don't think so. In fact, they've already said they're not going to because they know they're not wanted. They need the city support in order to go there. And are they going to play at Levi Stadium? Jed is either going to hammer out a deal that's going to destroy the stadium, or the Raiders end up going back to Oakland because they don't want to play in Levi Stadium, which is what everybody's hoping for.
That's what I think is the only solution at this point. I mean, there's no reason for them to come out here and try to play in our stadium. And I don't know. It's just the whole season. It'd be on our minds too. So that's something we don't want to be thinking about constantly. And one thing I wanted to say about this Antonio Brown situation is I think it just got a little bit cheaper to get him, to be honest.
Yeah. Some people say that's what this whole thing was about, trying to engineer and create an atmosphere where his stock suddenly drops. It could be.
Yeah, and then at best, we're going to give him a second rounder.
It was never going to be better than that. I do not believe the 49ers going to give up a first-round pick.
Oh no, definitely not. I got a couple of friends who are Steelers, and they're like, hey, send us that first round pick. I said, listen, y'all aren't getting that first round pick. We're not getting a draft pick this high for the next couple of years. So we're taking advantage of it.
Nobody giving. Yeah, it's just if he was 26, 27, maybe 31. No way.
Yeah, he's gonna 31 at the beginning of the season, and you made a good point earlier is about. Roger Goodell's probably going to, give him a little punishment, and, hell, we're going to have to deal with that too.
No telling how long that's going to be. You figure it's his first offense with this, but the league that's got to be 5-6 games minimum.
Yeah, maybe not, because it wasn't, he didn't get arrested or anything for it, so maybe it won't be that big of a deal.
That's true. He didn't get arrested.
But, I didn't even know about him throwing things out of the condo until you mentioned it. And I was like, come on, that's a little crazy now. If you would have hit that kid, your career is done.
Well, he could have killed the child. More than his career would have been done. He'd have been in jail.
Google
up Antonio Brown in Miami incident, and anybody who wants to see it, you got to see pictures of furniture and stuff. Antonio just went berserk.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. And we don't, after getting rid of Foster, I don't see John Lynch pulling the trigger on it, at least not this soon. I think he's going to kind of wait it out like he did the Reuben Foster situation. But, I'm not going to lie. I'd love to have that guy here. And,
it's a great football
he'd
player.
make
Of course we
immediate
would.
impact.
Yes, agreed.
It's crazy because the talent level is so high in this guy, and I'm not gonna lie, we don't have any kind of talent on offense close as wide receiver, close to AB.
No, but there's a good collection of talent. I mean, the offense is still going to be able to move. That's just when Kyle Shannon's on the field, there's going to be offensive, but he would have taken it to the next level. So that's true.
Oh yeah, of course.
But
wanted to ask you how you feel about this is like the first year we're not looking for a quarterback. I'm
No.
not gonna
Last
lie,
year
I'm
we weren't
kinda
looking for a
happy I'm
quarterback.
not. Yeah, I mean, last year, I mean, even in the draft, I mean, I didn't think we were looking for a quarterback, but I mean, we still had that issue on hand. You know, I mean, we got to sign somebody.
Yeah,
And
because everybody's scared of CJ, you mean? Little did we
I
know.
mean, man, I love that kid. But man, he sucks right now. And I mean, I don't know why. And I definitely don't want to see him go to a different team. I want him to get better with us first before we let him go out.
He will, because CJ's going to be.
Same with Mullins.
Yeah, CJ's going to be in the practice squad. Nobody's going to pick CJ up from the practice squad. He'll be with us. Nick
Right.
Mullins is going to be the backup, more than likely, I would be my guess. And CJ will be getting trained further to see if he can get to the next level. Because CJ's got
I'm not gonna lie.
some skills.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, CJ's got some skills. He just needs to be able to read the field faster and make judgments quicker. Because Jared Goff had that trouble in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, Goff is something else. I mean, I'd honestly take Mullins over Goff right now.
You know.
But
He had a touchdown. He didn't
Rumble,
see it. Go ahead.
Yeah, he kind of just got exposed. But one thing I wanted to mention is, I asked you yesterday about McKinnon. That's crazy. McKinnon replied to you, man. And I also saw Frank Gore follows you on Instagram.
Yeah, I make enough noise. They had to notice.
That's unbelievable. And man, I was thinking, I said, if we can get an actual Niner to join one of our shows, that'd be so epic. But I mean, just seeing McKinnon reply to you, I was like, this Rombo's shit. They might as well give him a job at Levi Stadium. I mean, he's already in the heads of some of the players.
I've pissed a couple off too, though, so it works both ways. Though it wasn't intentional.
Hey, you can't make everybody happy.
Especially if you're going to talk football. Eventually, you're going to say something negative, or somebody's going to say something negative, and since I'm the host, let's get away from Ronbo too.
They're going to have to put it on you, but hey, I mean, it's crazy.
Anyway.
You got a 49er legend and Frank Gore following you, and I mean,
tell you, I love him too. I tell you, I'll talk good about Frank as much as I can. I just wish we could bring him back though, just to retire as a 49er. I think Jed made that promise though. So.
Yeah, I heard one of the other callers, I think yesterday or something, say, he needs to just come back and finish with us. I mean, shit, even if we throw him in for like 2 or 3 runs a game, I'm just going to be happy to see this guy in a Niners uniform.
Going to be excited. I tell you what. Well, Hank, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to take off, and I'll see you tomorrow if you got some time, because it seems like we're going nonstop this week. So. All right,
man. Yeah, I appreciate you doing these. Like yesterday, I took off work and I got a notification. I'm like, what the hell? Rombo's going live today, too?
I'm going nuts this week.
Shit.
I'll calm down in a minute. Don't.
I mean, hell, we can't talk about this stuff enough. But, again, appreciate your effort and trying to keep us all updated. And, you have a good night.
Thanks, Hank. You have a good night as well.
No problem.
All right.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
Yeah. Okay. Are we done? Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. I really wish. You know what I'd like to see this year? I'd like to see us finally get along on the chat. Some of us have been around on the chat a long time. Okay. Anyway, I tell you what. Have we got anybody? Is anybody else on the phone? Okay. Hey, Mark.
The man, the myth, the 49 fan legend, Ronbo Sports. I sound like I'm last, Ronbo.
No. There was something going on that took a little attention. Okay. Mark, I'm sorry. You may not be. I'm not sure who's else on the phone.
Oh. Okay.
But Mark, good to hear from you,
What's going
Mark.
on?
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Man, you know what? Fucker, I didn't get to call in last night. I was listening though, man. I'm excited about that. Yeah, I don't understand. That's a move, man. So I'm excited about that still.
Tell you,
And
it's
you know, a little down on the news with Antonio. I don't. It's accurate. I mean, I'm still hopeful. I mean, we don't know, man. We don't know.
I know, and we
don't
always
know.
find out later. And actually, you figure 1, 2 strikes, but both of them, Ruben was cleared, and the girl even said, "I made it up." Okay, Mark,
man.
what kind of relationship do you? I've never been able to carry on a relationship where I figured like this would happen at some point. You go tell the police that I was doing. What are these guys? What kind of? Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now I'll say this: given Antonio time in the list, you got to understand Ruben's. You know, I want to say a couple other things, but Ruben's. It started with the draft, the urine test, and Ruben kind of built that up to be like, yo, we're done. You know what I'm saying? From his rookie, before we even got you in the building, bro, you brought this shit in here.
That's
you know,
true.
so I say if John Lynch had a chance to get Antonio out, I still think he pulls the trigger. Maybe if the price dropped, it's like finding a scratch from the car you was checking out. You know, we're going to drop this price a little bit. But, you know, Ruben, I think, is different. John you guys got to understand, that was personal. He drafted that man. He trusted him from the moment people threw up red flags. John said, you know, I'm going to ignore all that for you, Ruben. And I'm going to take my chance with you, man. Don't let me down. And he let him down. So you got to understand that shit was personal, Ronbo. It's a different story. You know.
And, you
so
know, Mark,
my point is, I still think John would go for it.
You know, and
with Antonio.
And also he asked Ruben. They had some other things that they wanted Ruben to be in compliance with. And he refused to do it. I mean, they didn't tell us about that. They just let it ride, like you're saying. And they tried to have faith in him. And then when they heard that, they said, "You know what? That's enough for the Ruben show. Let's turn to another channel." And that's what ended up happening.
Because at that point, he looked them in the eye and lied. You know what I'm saying? That was personal, man.
Yeah.
And that's why they moved on. Man, and one thing I want to say, guys, look, check this out. Rams lost. I don't want to talk about the Rams no more, man. Let's move this shit on. Like, they lost, good, whatever. Let's move on. That's what I called in to say.
The only thing I gotta be worried about is Rudy will make an invasion at some point. He's trying to wait till all this settles down, and he'll come back in and start running trash. But he ain't here now, so you're right. We don't need to talk about him.
But all in all, Ronbo, I know you're trying to. It's late, man. It's late for us on the West Coast. It's 11 o'clock. I'm in Phoenix, so I just want to say thank you, man. I was excited about the Wes Welker. Keep in mind, guys. I know Garoppolo didn't really throw the ball to Wes Welker, but they have some kind of rapport. That's another thing we have to keep in mind. I don't know if that's been mentioned. So they already got some connection there. It's going deep, man. So I'm excited.
Wait. Mark, was Wes 4 years ago? Was he in? He was in New England, huh?
Yeah, I believe so. So they should have some. And even if not, the language, they speak the same language. You get what I'm saying? Like it goes a little deep.
Okay, good.
What I mean by language is they come from that system. They can Jimmy can help him say, hey, over here it's this, it's that, and what Bill says this, and you know Kyle means that, and they can get on the same page a lot.
No, I hear you. That's valuable stuff. You're right. I agree. Delighted.
Yeah. So anyway, Ronbo, I'm not gonna hold you up, man. I know it's late. I'm still working on some stuff of mine, so I got to get going too, man. I feel you. I'm trying to wrap some stuff up.
All right, fam.
And call in. All right.
Appreciate you getting in there. Talk to you later. Be back tomorrow.
Have a good night. See you. I will.
All right. All right, guys. What I was going to say earlier, I was hoping we could find a way not to fight so hard with each other on the chat. Gosh. Because, okay. Anyway, we're done. Okay. Anyway, fam, hopefully tomorrow everybody wakes up in a better mood. There's no fighting, all right? So we don't tolerate racism, guys. I think everybody knows that. Or anything else. Oh, God. Anyway, I really would like to see a pleasant evening on the chat. I know it's hard to do, and I kind of like to allow freedom on the chat, but it can sometimes get a little grisly for others that are coming in. So please, guys, maintain a little bit of etiquette. All right? Anyway,
I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, fam, please hit the like and invite people. And we like to see that as much as we can to let 49er fans know we're here for them. And you'll be helping us do that. So, anyway, and I'll see you tomorrow. I tell you, I can't get enough of this. It's too much fun. Have a great night. I know. Good night, Rudy.